All right, welcome to the best card review in history, made by two people that should not be reviewing cards, but we're giving you our opinions anyways. This is Moon with its Exodus.
Yo,
Yo, what's up? You ready to review
I
some
am
Demon
absolutely
Hunter
ready.
cards?
I'm ready to review every card in the set, including
Yes.
Renathal, by the way. Are we going to end with Renathal then, since it's neutral?
It's 3 mana though. We've got 10 mana
Okay,
neutral.
fair enough. Yeah, all
Yeah.
right, we'll review then. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, for Castle Nathria as well. We got 0 mana Demon Hunter, rare spell, Dispose of Evidence. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. Choose a card in your hand to shuffle into your deck. I don't get it at all.
Like, you think it's bad or you think it's good?
I I I just think it's bad. Like I don't know. There was Twin Slice before, which was really good, but there were also better cards for keeping your hand full. I think back then, like you had Stilt Stepper, right, and you had you didn't have to discard something. It You had Skull Gul'dan, which you don't have anymore. I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't see it.
So I don't think this card's amazing, but I think the card's good. I think it reminds me similar of the you know in Runeterra the aggro like Draven and Jinx decks you'd build where it's like discarding your hand, right? And a lot of the
Mhm.
insane cards would be like discard a card, but if it was the last card in your hand, it was insane because there was no downside and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things in like an aggro type of demon hunter deck that uses this. Sometimes it's the thing is it's also not even a discard. It just shuffles it back into your deck, right? So like the
Yeah.
downside isn't great, but it's not terrible bad either. And so I
Mhm.
think it's going to be okay in like a an aggro demon hunter deck, especially coupled with multi strike, where you're suddenly able to clear a bunch of minions with your hero and maintain board control.
Fair enough. I guess the issue I have with it is what does that aggro Demon Hunter deck where you want to have an empty hand look like? Because are you running like Snow Flipper Penguins, or are those still in standard? Like, are you running 0 mana stuff so you don't shuffle it in? Or like Tiny
You know,
Fins?
I would have to look into more into like building the deck to be able to tell you. I haven't actually looked into making an aggro list running. Like, I don't care enough about the card. I'm just saying I
Fair
could see it
enough.
seeing play.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have card draw, then you'd have a bunch of small things to play all the time, right? That's how it would go.
Right. Well, to answer your question, I'm
Mhm.
absolutely seeing it be like a token aggro demon hunter deck where you're running double peasant.
Okay, well, yeah, Peasant's just insane. Best card in
It is
standard.
absolutely a great card.
Yeah, I guess next card though. Let's see. Sinful Brand, 1 mana, brand an enemy minion. Whenever it takes damage, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. So, I mean, this card's just awful. I don't even see a deck that this would go into.
I the only time I can see it being any form of good is if there's some deck in the meta that is running a lot of taunts, and this is
Mhm.
that last burn to help with killing through taunts, you feel me? Like in that aggro demon hunter list that we're talking about. But yeah, I agree, not a great card. Or I shouldn't say not a great, extremely niche that forces it to not be great.
Yeah, like, I can't even think. You mentioned that taunt thing, but how often are you going to actually be able to kill someone through a taunt with this? If I mean, you probably just
Oh,
lose the game through the
it's
taunt
it's
anyways.
so in the token druid deck we've played,
Mhm.
I've run into a few druids that have managed to stabilize with Renathal, managed to
Yeah.
stabilize with less than 10 health and put up a few taunt minions. Sinful Brand would have been lethal. Granted, it's a different class, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying aggro or token demon hunter could do the same thing.
I guess so. I guess there's a few token cards.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. I guess what you have a few 1/1s. You have your Snow Flipper Penguins, and you're hitting for 2 damage.
And suddenly the one is doing 2 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Through taunt.
Well, and
Reminder.
that's the other thing, by the way, is this causes rush minions to also potentially deal too.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, I agree. Not a great card, very niche.
All right, we got a 2 mana 4/4 Bibliomite. Battlecry. Choose a card in your hand to shuffle into your deck. So this would go with that first card in like a shuffle like small
Yep.
deck, in which I think you'd want like snow flipper penguins and tiny fins. But
Well,
I don't think that this is a good enough stat line anymore. Even
I I think the stat line's okay. I think the battle cry makes it a little bit whack. If you it's new, it's not a it doesn't belong to any tribe, which means you're not gonna have any effects pulling it out of your deck or something like that, unless it's like
true.
just straight up random minions. Um, I think if it had a tribe, it would obviously be better because then you would have shenanigans pulling it out of your deck or hand without the battle cry happening. Um, but it's funny we mentioned the whole. It seems like they want demon hunters to shuffle cards back into their decks. I think this card's much better than the 0 drop because I'm sorry, I mean a 2 mana 4/4 that's fucking Millhouse Mana Storm. Granted, it's a different meta than it was, but I think the two mana 4/4 for a very minor downside is actually a pretty good card.
I could see it. I mean, another thing to consider is these could work with Quest Demon
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shuffling in some stuff that you might want to get reduced between that and running a bunch of tradables and maybe even having a 14 card deck. Like,
Dude, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's true.
I could see that. I think that the small, like, weird token aggro, like, thing that we were talking about before, I don't think that
Mhm.
that works, but maybe reviving Quest Demon Hunter a little bit. I think that's more
Okay.
maybe the angle. Like, maybe
Mhm.
maybe shuffling in a Jace or something, having something like that, maybe being able to reliably get Bran and Jace reduced
Right.
post
Yeah, it
quest.
should be noted the fact that you get to choose what you discard for both of these cards is insane.
Yeah, I actually think that that's the move, the Bran Jace kind of combo, off the end of playing
Ooh,
every single fell spell in the entire game.
dude. Honestly, maybe that's what I'm playing day one just for the memes, you know?
I I actually don't know if it would be actually super memes.
We'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, I guess let's see what's next. We got 2 mana, Relic of Extinction, a spell. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion twice. Improve your future relics.
D-
So,
uh, do we know how they improve? Like is it by like 1 damage or
yeah, it would be deal 2 damage to random enemy minion twice. And it would work, it would be, it's like arcane missiles. So it wouldn't be the same minion 2 times, it would be 2 separate ways of 1 damage.
right, but it could hit the same one
Yeah, it
potentially.
could. Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is just strictly, or it does scale and get better, but it's kind of like worse Fel Barrage in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I obviously Relic of Extinction, like the whole Relic deck, all the relics would be in one package. Which I guess we'll talk about the other relics soon. But
Right, and the location is also to do with relics.
yeah, so I guess maybe they just scale so well that eventually they overwhelm you. Like, well, what other
Mhm.
scaling thing would there be? There'd be Jade. This would be Jade, but in Demon Hunter.
Yeah, and doesn't have any form of infinite scaling like Jade did. To be fair, it
Yeah.
doesn't. It looks like it's very limited in how much you can scale.
The issue is though, is I think Jade Druid was the best Jade, and
It
even
was
then it was annoying, right? But it actually wasn't like super great in the meta a lot of the time.
what? That's not true. Jade
It
Druid
wasn't.
was a no. Jade
I
Druid was
thought
a
it was like,
tier one. Jade
yeah.
Druid was tier one competitively and ladder for the entirety of it being in the game
I
until they added the 6 mana Skulking Geist.
yeah, I that was the next expansion though, is the thing.
Uh, uh, I don't
Uh,
think so. It was like a year later, bro.
Frozen Throne was right after Mean
No,
Streets. I thought. No,
no, it
am
was
I
two
just wrong?
expansions later. Yeah.
I I guess Jade power level was never on the radar for Blizzard because they ended up nerfing other Druid cards, right? Like they nerfed Spreading Plague because they thought that those cards were more impactful than the
Yeah,
Jade
so think
cards.
so Mean Streets came out and then it was Ungoro and then it was Frozen Throne. So
Okay.
there was two full expansions where Jade Druid was tier 1 competitively and on the ladder.
Hmm.
Right? And then even with Skulking Geist it was still tier 1. There was just a way for it to not go infinite.
Yeah. I hmm. Yeah, I think that this is comparable. So then maybe this is good because what Jade Druid struggled with is you could have your wall of taunts with Spreading Plague, but you
Mhm.
couldn't ever like clear anything. You had to just wait for your big dudes to get bigger and then have the opponent
Right.
ram their stuff into it. And so I think maybe this is better than Jade Druid because you are actually able to have that ability to clear the board with this card,
It
and it
just
will
feels like it's
scale to become
it well,
big.
it just feels like it's very minor clear, and then on
Mhm.
top of that, at least for me, um, I guess I kind of want to tie it into the next relic if you want to just move on to the next relic and talk about them both
Sure.
together. Because this is the actual one that looks like Jade, where you're summoning two bodies, and I'm
Mhm.
assuming the bodies get bigger, not the amount, right? So you summon two one
Yeah.
ones, and then when it improves, it becomes two two twos and two three threes and two four fours, right?
Yeah.
So the other relic is the one that actually is the Jade aspect, um, and is decent, but I don't know if it goes anywhere near as like far as Jade Druid does. But I agree that it might be kind of similar, especially in a class, by the way, as
Mhm.
aggressive as Demon Hunter. Druid by nature wasn't a very aggro class, right? Unless you were playing
Mhm.
specifically token. So I felt like it was harder for it necessarily to get to that win con with Jades. Whereas I do see such an aggro class like Demon Hunter, like they don't need much scaling before it's GG.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that Druid does have is it has ramp, whereas Demon Hunter
Right.
doesn't. But I
Right.
think, yeah, I think that this is a complete toss-up. I think that thinking about it like this, because with the fell spells, you could run the relics and like a Jace fell package, and then you could just be golden, right? Because you'll have
Low key,
scaling, you'll have
I could see
early
it.
in. Yeah, I don't know. This will be really interesting. I think it'll be
And I
not
think
bad.
with the I don't know if we want to just tie all three cards together at this point, but the location making it so you cast them twice, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm looking at that going, okay, so you have that, and then you have really good option for better clear if you need it, or you just flood the board.
Yeah, so 3 mana with 2 uses for the
Okay,
location.
yeah, okay, I agree. A
That's
lot of mana, like I agree, not great, but looking at the fucking summon relic, the
Mhm.
phantasms, right?
Yeah.
I think that it needs to only be two uses because so, like if it's your first relic of the game, you're
Mhm.
summoning two one ones and two two twos, right?
Yeah,
But
and it's
let's just
coming
let's
out.
just let's just pretend you've burned both of your relic of extinctions already, right? For clear
Mhm.
early game, you were against Zulok or something, I don't know. And then you play your relic vault, and then you play relic of phantasms, and it's like suddenly you're summoning two three threes and two four fours for fucking 4 mana or 3 mana, sorry.
Mhm.
That's nuts. you
Yeah.
know, it's like it to me, these relics go from being not good to insane fast.
Yeah, I guess so, like literally by turn 5 they're just nuts with the other one. I guess we could move towards I guess their full package, right? We got here, I'll move back to those, but the Relic of Dimensions, 5 mana, draw 2 cards and reduce their cost by 1 and improve your future relics.
Oh, dude, I forgot that was even a card, man. Even more scaling. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
With the one where or the location, right? You play the location
Mhm.
on 3, you summon 2 sets of dudes on 4, and then on this you draw 4 cards and reduce their cost. Let's say you even got some board clear. You got the board clear one on turn 2. You're now
Right.
drawing 4 cards, 2 of which are reduced by 3 and 2 of which are reduced by 4. Like your
Yep.
deck costs nothing, and then you've already drawn half of
Yep.
it. It's
Yep.
kind of nutty.
I definitely agree. And also with that much card draw, I almost don't hate the other cards where you put a card back in your deck, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's no ultimate infestation, but there's definitely something here.
Absolutely not. Oh, I agree. Agreed. Agreed. So okay, so then okay, so then relic packages as a whole, these four
hmm
cards. How are you feeling?
It's I want to say it's definitely better than that quest Demon Hunter that we were talking about with like
Uh
shuffling
huh.
stuff back into your deck. And but I don't really know how it compares to other classes.
Fair enough.
I guess it's kind of unfair to rate the quest Demon Hunter without looking at this card though, the Magnifying Glaive, or I guess even Aggro Demon Hunter. 3 mana,
Yeah,
2/2. After hero attacks, draw until you have 3 cards.
it's Jeeves, bro. It's Jeeves and a weapon.
It's better than Jeeves because Jeeves,
Can't die.
yeah, I mean, then it's
There's
also
weapon removal, but
yeah, it's
yeah,
2 guaranteed uses. I
right.
guess
Well, one guaranteed use, just like
yeah.
Jeeves, but then but it's much more niche to get rid of it, right? Like weapon
Yeah,
removal is a lot niche. It's more of a tech card that people include depending on the meta.
I think that this card gets worse if Paladin is good. Because if Paladin is good, people are running Carriel, and then people are running Restaurant to counter the Carriel, which means this just gets worse in comparison.
Oh, you're so right, dude. I honestly, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because
That's a good analysis.
people aren't running weapon removal for Warrior,
And they're definitely
and
not running it for Rogue.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Um,
I don't even know. I don't think that this is actually super good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good, but I don't think it's something that Demon Hunter needs.
oh, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at it as for the aggro demon hunter where you're
Mm.
running discard cards and stuff or
Yeah.
shuffle back in your hand cards. This is literally what I was thinking of when I was thinking of a demon hunter deck that goes down to 0 cards every turn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that deck would literally win on turn 4, right? Like, it wouldn't have much room. Like,
I guess we'll see, right?
mhm.
I think that not necessarily in a world where Renethal exists, but maybe.
Or, okay, I'm not saying it would win at turn 4. I think I'm saying it would have to win at turn 4, or else it would just get outscaled or something.
Uh, maybe.
Yeah,
I think it would depend on the meta, but yeah, maybe.
I guess so.
But I like this card. That's my
Mhm.
hot take on it. I think this card's great.
Okay, yeah, I could see it though. I could definitely see it. Yeah, I guess I like this guy. 4 mana, 7/7. Crixus the Voracious. Battlecry, discard your hand. Death Rattle, draw 3 cards.
I also see this card in that deck I was thinking of, where you play it
Mhm.
last, and suddenly it's a freaking it's the Shaman 4 mana 7/7 without Overload, and you're drawing 3 cards when they remove it, bro. Like what?
All right.
Absurd.
What if I were to say not even just that deck? There's the Death Rattle synergy. You could pull it out of your hand with the 3 mana 3/3s.
Oh,
That
you're so right. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely,
Or you could
absolutely. This,
you could Black Speaker it or Blackthorn or whatever that guy's name is.
uh
The
huh.
7 mana.
Yeah, you're right. So this card's insane in several decks, quite a few decks, in fact.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Yeah, I like this card a
Which
lot.
yeah, I think that this card's just a pretty high power level. I think that this card will see play somewhere.
I
It
think
has
so
to.
too. And in fact, I think this is the first card on my list that I think is going to get nerfed.
Oh, you're making this a nerf candidate?
I think it's a 5 mana card.
5 mana. That would remove the Death Rattle synergy for it from the 3 mana dude, which I could
Oh,
see.
because is it only four? Is it only minions that are 4 mana or less? I forget.
Yep, and then
Okay.
the Black Speaker Blackthorn guy would be cards that are or Death Rattles that are
Okay.
5 or less.
Okay.
So it would still
Fair.
be
Yeah.
good from that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it would nerf it a good amount without nerfing it too bad. Yeah. I think this is a 5 mana card straight up. I
Okay.
think the down. I don't think the downside is very high, and I think the upside is very good. A 4 mana 7/7 Overload 2 saw play the entire time it was in the game. It made BGH almost a required card in the meta because of that, right? Like I think that a 4 mana 7/7 that with upside like this is just absurd.
BGH is back, baby.
I think BGH is back, boys.
Yeah, and not trying to sound the alarms or anything, but Big M Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that this actually brings up Big Game Hunter, but I like it.
Okay, fair. I don't necessarily either,
Yeah.
but do you agree it's gonna get nerfed?
I don't know if it
Okay.
will get nerfed. I don't know if it's at that power level. I think that there's better
Okay.
aggro decks that'll get on the board quicker.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm immortalizing my prediction in this
Okay.
video.
Yeah. That's your first nerf candidate. I have a few that I think cards that are really really bad, but
And let me double check real quick before I say this, but I think it's my only nerf candidate in DH. I have to look at
okay.
the other legendary real quick. Discover cast relic. Oh my god. I forgot that Zymox, the new legendary, is also a
Hmm.
relic card, by the way. What the hell? That's absurd.
Yeah. 8 mana, 8/8, Artificer Zymox, Battlecry Discover, and cast a relic. Infuse 5, cast all 3 instead.
Yeah. So I think the relic Demon Hunter is going to be decent, and I'm looking forward to trying it out, Matt. Not going to lie.
This with Bran. You're
Right?
casting 6 relics.
And each one is scaling the next one.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're doing like 8 damage to 2 minions. You're summoning 2 9/9 dudes, drawing 2 cards with 10 mana discounts, and then you're doing it again, but more.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Okay, so anyways, yeah, it's my only nerf candidate for Demon Hunter. Although I do think there's potential for Zymox to get nerfed, but I don't know what they would do. Perhaps
It would
9
be a
mana.
high. It would be a higher infuse, I think. It would be like 7
Oh,
or something, right?
ooh, I like that. I could see that. I could see an infuse 7.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's gonna get nerfed. I think that infuse is actually a not super great mechanic. I think that it's too slow.
Agreed, because it has to be in the hand when it happens.
Yep. And then this deck with or not only does it have to be in the hand, this deck with Zymox, the way that I'm envisioning it, wouldn't have a whole lot of minions in it. It would be a lot of spells, so it'd be hard to actually get those minions to begin with.
By the way, this is slightly off topic from the video, but I do think the infuse mechanic, I think it will cause certain decks to hold on to higher cost key infuse cards early game,
Mm-hmm.
like in the mulligan, just to
Yeah.
guarantee that they're getting the infuses off.
Yeah, which I guess if you aren't really or maybe you aren't as experienced with like mulliganing or something, and you just end up losing games against aggro decks because you get rolled over because you have like this 8
Right.
mana dead card, right?
Yep. No, I agree. I get it, man. I
Yeah,
get it.
I think it's definitely like a noob trap.
Yeah. We'll see. Anyways, back to fucking the well, I guess we already talked about Relic of Dimensions, huh? So we were on this card. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I think Crixus is the only legend or only nerfable card in Demon Hunter with
Mhm.
a little asterisk next to Zymog. There's potential if it depending on how good Infuse ends up actually being.
Yeah, I think that he's probably fine where he is, and I think if anything, if you were to get buffed, it would be like Infuse 4. Like it wouldn't be huge.
Oh, you think he'd deserve a buff even? Maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, the other way would be 7 mana 7/7. Just give him the old Doctor Boom stats.
That's funny.
Hey,
All
Doctor Boom in 2022, except he draws you 2 cards,
right.
clears the enemy board, and summons 10/10 boom bots.
Literally, dude.
All right.
Literally, bro.
I guess Druid. I gotta update my little graphic. Look at this production quality. All right,
NA production, man.
NA production.
All right, and with that, we're done with Demon Hunter. Druid time. Hit it, Matt.
1 mana spell, Planted Evidence. Discover a spell. It costs 2 less this turn. So I
You
guess
want
it's
to start with how absurd this card is?
okay. I guess I also have to start and mention it is a nature spell. That's gonna be important for later. But this is here. I think it's a step down from nature studies.
Just because it's only this turn?
Not only because it's only this turn, it's only that spell as well.
Okay. Agreed. Nature Studies is a better card because it allowed for like the 3 mana wild. You Nature Studies on 1, Wild Growth on 2. Sure, I agree. Nature
Overgrowth
Studies.
on 4.
I know you mean Overgrowth on 3.
Well, I meant I was talking
Yeah,
mana
yeah.
crystals. Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking, I agree. Nature Studies better card. All right, but
Yeah.
But the difference was that was a better card because it was actually a card you wanted to play on 1, right? This is not a card you're playing on 1
yeah.
ever. Like this is a card you might not. I don't even think you're keeping in your mulligan, but it's a card that gets you outs. And not only that, but it gets you outs for 1 mana cheaper than it should cost. Because remember, Nature Studies discounted 1, so it basically made Nature Studies free. This is essentially cheating 1 mana, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, I would like to say I did say it was worse than nature studies, which being worse than
Right.
nature studies is not something
Bad, right.
to. Yeah, it's not bad, but I think that this card's really good in itself as well.
Okay,
Like I think that 2 of this card in almost every ramp druid and any druid deck that isn't token, which honestly probably even in token you might run this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that 2 of.
I mean,
easily.
even like on turn 2, man, you freaking find a Wild Growth and you can play it for 1. You know? Like,
yeah. I
like
mean, you're dredging.
I'm not saying
stuff,
that's what you do, but yeah. Like I'm not saying that's what you do. I'm just saying like it. The thing is, discover mechanics have always been insane, right? For being able to like find outs. And then cheating mana just makes it even better. So absolutely insane card. We'll see play in almost every druid deck for as long as it's in standard.
It doesn't really make any new archetypes though, which kind of
Nope, nope,
yeah, which
nope. It's
was
just Druid.
yeah. That was the thing with Demon Hunter. Every single card looked like it was trying to do something, whereas this card is just kind of existing. It's just a solid card.
Bro, you're so right. Honestly, I hadn't like really looked that closely at all the Demon Hunter cards, and I'm like, wow, these look the Demon Hunter cards look fun.
Yeah, they're all very unique. Whereas this
Yeah,
card is just like standard good card, not really too
agreed,
unique.
agreed. But you know, Druid's got other cards that are more interesting. So
Yeah, I guess now we got 2 mana, natural causes, spell, nature again important. Deal 2 damage, summon a 2/2 treant, and I'm not super high on this card because I didn't think that Druid needed a worse SI7 agent.
okay, hear me out. It's not. I mean, it's just a token Druid card. It's great in our token Druid deck, especially since it's a nature spell, which means it's a 2 mana spell. It's a 2 mana nature spell that gives activation to your 3-drop that requires you to play a nature spell while it's in your hand. You know. And so in that sense, it's great in token Druid, and I think it will in fact be an auto include in our token Druid deck. But
Okay.
other than that, is it a great is it like an amazing card? No. Is it a super cool card? No. It's just a good card.
Yeah, I guess what would this replace in like Beast Druid, what we've been playing? It would replace Sow the Soil, maybe? I can only imagine that would be the only thing I could think of. Like it's not replacing Living Roots. Living Roots getting the 2 dudes potentially is
I'd
just
have to
better.
I would have to
Yeah.
I would have to look, but there's definitely some options because the other thing is you
Mhm.
might yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess I'll
I,
have to
I
really
I
look to see
guess
what I'd cut, but
this would be something that would be a response to a very heavy board based, like aggressive
no, that's what
early
I was
game
saying. That's what I was about to
meta.
say. I was about to say it's super good in the mirror match, like,
Yeah,
and
like
in most aggro matchups, like it's spell removal that also makes a body is obviously insane. Like it's a huge swing.
yeah.
So,
I think it's good. I just don't think it's up to the modern power level of Hearthstone.
it might. You know what? It might not be.
Yeah,
But
that's the issue I have.
the thing is, I don't see much of a difference between 2 mana deal
Mhm.
2 summon a 2/2 treant and 2 mana summon 2/1/2s with taunt. They almost do the same thing. One's just proactive removal, and the other one is like a little bit more defensive.
It's important to note for the turtle card, summoning 2/1/2s, that's 2 bodies for buffs, and it's also 2 beasts to make your
That's
seven
true.
mana dude cost less, right? Whereas treants aren't
Yeah, that's
beasts.
true. Yeah, you're right. The beast synergy is actually the
Mhm.
big thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. And then,
Because the thing
yeah,
is,
it's
I
just
don't.
weird.
It's sure it's 2 bodies for buffs.
Mhm.
But it's technically only 2 more health in stats, and then I consider the 2 damage to be removing a body from them, so it's still two
Mhm.
bodies to me. But yeah,
Yeah. I guess another important thing is those taunts to protect a
right. It's just the more it's slightly more
yeah.
defensive, but
Yeah,
like
or the taunts to protect a peasant is also
right,
massive.
right,
Right?
right,
Yeah.
absolutely. But like because of that,
Mhm.
I'm like looking at that card. I'm like if that card's good, I don't see why this card would be bad.
Okay, I dig it. Next card.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. 3 mana Hedge Maze. It's the location. Trigger friendly minions death rattle and it has 2 uses.
Can I
So
say something before you talk
yeah.
about it?
Yep.
When this card first got announced, I got hype as fuck because I was a little colorblind and couldn't tell. I thought it was a rogue card, okay? And I'm like, dude, that's insane for Death Rattle Rogue, okay? And then I find out it's a Druid card. I'm like, who the fuck is playing Death Rattle Druid? like I got baited so hard by Blizzard, bro. Like honestly.
I think Druid has like 3 death rattles in the class right now.
Dude, you see what I'm saying, bro? I'm like,
Yeah, I don't.
okay, but if it was for Rogue, it would actually be meta defining.
Yeah, I can
Like,
see
it
that.
would be nut. It would be too nuts, right? Like, cause remember, people were already calling Death Rattle Rogue a cancer of a deck before I
Mhm.
had a location that could trigger it.
Yeah.
Suddenly that's a 3 mana deal 8 damage to them, right? With the other thing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about? The deal, make your death rattles trigger twice. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. When this was announced, I thought it was a rogue card.
Yeah, I can see that. I think okay, one thing I think of when I think about this card is I actually think about it in an aggro deck. I think about it. This is the ideal thing. You play it. You get to trigger the death rattle that 4 mana 4/4 that has stealth, the beast, the
Oh,
dog thing, and
okay.
the death rattle is to summon 2/2/2s with stealth. And so if you could get that death rattle right away, right? Maybe you play this on 3, you take a turn to get behind a bit, but then you get 8/8 of stats to have a death rattle to summon 2 more 2/2s.
Right.
Like I don't know if that's snowbally enough, but
Well, and
that's not
also,
bad.
also it should be noted that um, Druid is getting 2 good new Death Rattle minions this expansion.
True. True. I guess maybe
We'll
one
talk
of
about
them's
them
up.
in a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
one of them's up next. Do you think we just move to
No, it's
that?
not next. It's not
It's
next.
not
It's not
next.
next.
It's not next. It's doomed.
It's like 3 away.
All right, dude.
Do
Well,
you
well
want to
then,
talk about it now?
let's
We,
just talk about the Death Rattle synergies as we get to them. I
okay.
think.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Oh, this card. I forgot this card existed. Probably because I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I also okay. That's funny. I thought I was gonna have the hot take, but I guess we both just think. I feel like it's a bait. I feel like it's gonna. A lot of people are gonna think it's like overvalue it in token, Druid,
Mhm.
and then I think it's gonna be found that it's just too slow.
Yeah. So 3 mana Plot of Sin. Summon 2/2 treants or 2/2 treants. Infuse 5/2/5/5 ancients instead, and it just makes me think. Wow, that how likely, because you'd want this in like an aggressive token deck. You aren't playing this in Ramp
Absolutely,
Druid.
absolutely. And if you're keeping it to actually guarantee the infuse 5 by turn 4, because it's not gonna
Yeah.
happen turn 3. But if you're keeping it in your hand to get it by turn 4, that's literally a card in your in your mulligan that you can't dump out turn 1 or turn 2. I
Yeah.
don't like the card.
Well, yeah, it
I
only
think it's a bait,
happens. So the perfect scenario is you're going second
right?
and you play like Squirrel and you coin out and you get 2 saplings. And then you get 2 turtles, and then they all have to die, which you're probably taking
Right,
unfavorable trades to do so. And then you get two
right,
5/5s, and that
right,
that could never happen if you go first. And then also, it's
right,
probably just better to have Herald of Nature to buff all your tokens that you have
right.
instead of trade them
Agreed,
away.
agreed, agreed.
Like,
I agree. I literally think it's a bait. Like I saw that
mm.
card and was like, oh, token druid, and then I thought about it and was like, nah, I probably wouldn't run that card.
Yeah, no, I just don't think there's much more to say about it. I just think the
Yep.
infuse mechanic is just not super good.
Well, and okay, so
Yeah.
here, by the way, I
By the way.
think I think they this just came to me because you
Okay.
reminded me that they could change the infuse numbers. I think they buffed this card.
To
Okay,
like 4, 3.
three infuse 3.
This would be insane.
Insane. It would be a great card. Infuse 4, it would be okay, maybe. I don't know. Infuse 3, the card would be an auto include suddenly in token druid, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely. Because then it's pretty viable for you to draw it mid game and then actually get the infuse off and summon 2/5/5s like in a turn.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So I do think this card needs a buff to be viable.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't think it sees play in its current form at all.
Agreed.
I guess next card. I love this
Yes,
card,
sir.
the new one. 4 mana, Widowbloom Seedsman. A 3/2 battle cry, draw a nature spell, gain an empty mana crystal. I don't know who designed this or what they were smoking, but I need some.
Okay, agreed. This card is basically just a strictly better Darnassus aspirant, right? That costs 1 more mana.
Yeah.
But its stat line is the same, right? 2/3 versus 3/2. Okay.
Hmm.
It draws you a nature spell, and it doesn't have the downside.
Okay, Darnassus Aspirant was a 2 mana card though, I think, right?
Oh, was it? My fault. I thought it was
Yeah.
3. My fault.
No,
It's been years. It's
you're
been years.
thinking about the 3 mana 3/1 that had the death rattle to gain an empty mana crystal, I think.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking aspirant was okay. So sure. Okay, so it's 2 mana more without the down. Okay, so the downside call that a mana cost, right?
Yeah.
So okay, and then draw a nature spell, call that an extra mana.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, a draw for 1 mana has always been efficient and good, and no downside. I'm willing to pay 1 extra mana to not lose my mana crystal that I just got. So
Yeah. I
uh,
mean, I think that this is just a good card.
absolutely, and obviously any rampant druid is just insane. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is something that makes it so that every Raptor deck could just run Renethal because it's just gonna be this much more consistent with more guaranteed draws because they're already running double like nourish, double everything
Right,
draws, right?
right. Yeah, I agree. Damn, dude, that actually, dude, man, fuck this card, man, fuck Druid.
Dude, we love Druid. I mean I guess this card's just insane though.
Bro, Druid has done everything since like the beginning of time, dude. Like every class has sorry, I'm trying not to yell. Every class has like what's the word I'm looking for?
He's just heated.
Every class has identity, you know what I mean? Like class
Yeah.
identity. And then what's Druids? Oh, it literally does everything. It ramps when no other class in the game even can spell ramp. It has okay, actually that's the one thing it doesn't have. It has card draw. It has removal, like single target removal. It has like what doesn't it have other than board clear? Like it's actually absurd.
Yeah, that's why the next card is a combination of Savage Roar and Old Force of Nature. I'm kidding. I wish. 6 mana, 7/6, Death Blossom Womper. I love that name. Battlecry, draw a Death Rattle minion and gain its Death Rattle. So,
It's great with the location.
here's the thing. I think this card is desperately missing Taunt.
I agree. That's
Like,
funny.
Like I don't see how this card sees play without taunt. Like this, it's just too
I don't know
slow.
if it. I don't know if it doesn't see play, but let's say like a month and a half from now, the meta's more refined, the decks are more refined. I could see it being cut.
Yeah, I mean here's the thing. It also means the decks are gonna be more aggressive because that's what happens in Hearthstone. The decks always move aggressive. And then you're playing a 6 mana 7/6. When you have a bunch of like super greedy death rattles in Druid, because they're all greedy death rattles, right? None of them give like taunt or anything immediate like that. And then you like you're face down a board of like Beast Druid, right? A full board of tokens that are just ready to be all given multiple forms of attack. And
I mean, honestly, I think it's worth noting that it automatically dies to the priest 6 mana 3/7 deal 3 because it trades in and dies and then it does the other 3 to kill it. So it's like even in like one of the most prevalent control decks in the meta, like it has a 6 mana answer to it. So
yeah, or it just gets silenced because priest runs double
because the priest has
silence,
silence.
right?
Exactly.
Or worst case scenario gets a Najact and they just steal it.
Yep, we just steal it. Yeah. Or wait, don't forget, we can also just drown it. Put it.
Yep.
Take your fucking
Yeah,
card.
cancel
Although
the death rattle.
I'm not gonna lie. This card isn't even. Yeah. If the death rattle's worth canceling, you drown it. But I'm not gonna lie. This card's so bad that I don't even think a priest wants to drown it. Like you want typically in that deck, you want to drown actual game-winning cards, and then you dredge them up and win with it. You know.
Yeah, you aren't dredging this because you want it. You're dredging it because it's just a nuisance.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if it gets some insane death rattle that you don't want him to get take advantage of, sure, you drown it, right? But yeah, anyways, I don't think this card's great.
Yeah, I mean this card's just worthless. This card though, 7 mana, 5/5 dragon, Topior the Shrubbagazer. I love this guy, man. Battlecry for the rest of the game. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 3/3 whelp with rush. This guy's just content.
Yeah. So this is what we were talking about earlier when we were like these other spells were nature spells, and we were like, hey, those are going to be important later. So now it's important. I think can I just say that I think this card is okay. I think that some people have been underestimating it because of its 7 mana cost. All right. And I see where they're saying like, oh, it's pretty slow, but it's also in the motherfucking class that has ramp out the ass. So suddenly you're playing this on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah. I mean, the only issue with it, which if it were to get nerfed for whatever reason to 8 mana or something, it would actually be good for this card. Because the issue is on turn 7 you're playing a board full of whelps with rush anyways. So what's happening is you're playing this on turn 8 because you needed to clear the enemy board after doing nothing but playing solitaire and ramping. So.
I mean,
I think it's just yeah. I mean, unless if you're playing it's like a hard control matchup, in which case it wins, right? I mean, this is something that you probably just keep in the mulligan almost. I mean, it is, I think, but.
Really? I think it depends on the matchup.
Well, yeah, or I mean in those control matchups. Like I think
Oh, absolutely,
yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, for sure, for sure. That's you keep all key cards in control matchups.
Mhm. I'm worried about this card. I mean, obviously this is most ideal situation ever. I'm worried about this card and people discover it off of Moonlight Guidance, and then they get two of them, and then every single time a nature spell is cast, they get two 3/3s with Rush.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
If that's the case, they would need to immediately nerf it, and because the wording says summon a 3/3 whelp with rush, which
Mhm.
means if you play it twice, to me, it shouldn't summon two because both of them say summon a, and you summon a. Well, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
You summon one. So to me, if that happens, it's actually not as it's intended, and they'd probably nerf it so that's not the case. But
Uh,
man, that's insane if that works that way, man.
maybe. I guess it's just. I could see it both ways. I could see it both ways. I still think it would be hilarious though if it would summon two. If he played
I
two
mean,
3/3s.
Hearthstone logic is sometimes not optimal, so it might.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, I just.
That's
Uh,
something we're gonna have to try out fucking day one now. But that requires them unbugging Moonlit Guidance, buddy.
it is unbugged.
Oh,
They
good.
fixed it. Yeah, I was bugged for like one night.
Okay, it was bugged for a whole day because I played multiple times that day and it made
Yeah.
me rage quit.
I
But
mean,
okay,
you're just cringe. It's okay.
I literally haven't logged in since that happened because I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm
Yeah.
not legend yet, by the way, because that was gonna push legend that session, and then the game was bugged, so I didn't.
Yeah. Did you know that you could go to tempeststorm.com and become
I didn't.
legendary?
I didn't. Did you know the ladder closes in an hour and a half, and I'm just not gonna hit legend at this point? But that's okay because I'm like D2.
Dude.
Who cares?
Yeah, dude, you just wail out on card packs. You don't need that extra pack.
Whale out on card packs. I'm probably
Yeah.
not even gonna spend money, dude.
Dude. Wow.
I'm gonna
That's
buy
what's
the
up.
battle pass, and that's it probably.
Damn.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Dude.
see.
The Shrubagazer though. I mean, I think this guy sees play in every like ramp druid list. It's
Hmm.
definitely not an aggressive card though. And I don't think that I don't think it creates some kind of weird like deck list where it's just like this guy and like a million nature spells. I don't think that happens. So I think
Hmm.
maybe you play some less optimal nature spells
Okay.
for potential value, but I don't think that it's anything more than that.
Right on. Overall, though, great card.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. 8 mana, 8/8, Cecily of the Fey Court. Taunt, big, alright. Death Rattle,
Hmm.
draw a minion, reduce its cost by 8.
So in some
So,
ways, it's a free card, especially if you have the location on the board
mhm,
already. You play it immediately, you get value out of it, and it's a big body with taunt.
yeah. I think that the idea that Blizzard had was you were going to play the 6 mana dude that's utter shit, and then you were going to get this Death Rattle, and you were going to get you're going to be able to cheat out something big early. But the issue is if you're running those 6 mana dudes, you'd have to play it before you draw this. If you draw this before you have 6 mana, you could play the other dude. Then the Death Rattle is just ruined because you'd only have the ability to have like a one good Death Rattle, or else
Right. Oh, that's so
yeah,
true.
because you can't play like smaller Death
Dude,
Rattles.
it almost makes Druid feel like it needs the shuffle a card back into your deck mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just play Lady Anaconda and you could mutilate or uh turn everyone's mana to one. like which is just so much better than this. Like I don't think Death Herald Druid's gonna be good.
I guarantee you're gonna try it though.
I'm gonna try it with the aggressive list with the 4 mana wolf. That's what I'm gonna
Uh,
try. Like a weird beast list. I don't think it's gonna be good with this big druid thing that they're trying to push. I mean maybe it is. There is a neutral card that I think will help it, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not super high on this card. I am gonna try playing it
same.
anyways. This card looks like a lot of fun.
Do you think it's nerf buffed, stays the same? How do you feel about this card?
I think it's forgotten. It's like
Yeah,
not a super exciting effect is the
dude,
thing.
I think I agree, and I think it needs a buff to be um like really meta and
Hmm.
like actually played. But the thing is, I don't think they're gonna touch it at all. and because
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do to it. At 7 mana, this card seems kind of crazy. At reduce its cost by 10 or whatever, making it a free
Mhm.
minion. It's still not that exciting.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I.
the thing with this deck is it's not going to get a buff because there's already going to be like 3 separate viable druid lists. There's going to be like an aggro list, there's going to
Right, it
be
doesn't need
a
it. I
ramp
agree.
list,
Yep,
and there's going to be
I
an
agree.
alignment list, and it's like, okay. So yeah, I mean,
All right, we move on. Fuck
it's a
that card.
yeah, cool design. I wish it would be better, but now 8 mana spell Nightshade Bud. Choose one. Discover a minion from your deck to summon or a spell to cast.
Is the spell also from your deck?
Yeah,
Okay.
and 8 mana is a lot though for this.
Yeah, I feel like the idea of it is that it can summon your Cecily or it can summon your
Yeah.
Death Blossom Womper. Although the Death Blossom Womper is only good if you actually play it for the battle
Yeah, it's a
cry.
battle
So
cry. Yeah, and it doesn't have taunt. So that's the
yeah,
buff I want. I want that thing to have taunt. That would do better than buffing the 8 mana, dude.
it would.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't like this card.
yeah, it's just so slow. Like I guess one way to look at it is maybe it's just like an extra way to get alignments, but if you're really struggling with card draw and druid, you aren't
Yeah.
playing it right.
So I mean, Nightshade Bud is like more consistent alignments. It also allows you to use Convoke the Spirits on turn 8. The next card we're about to
Mhm.
talk about. Um, yeah, I don't know. I could see it seeing some play depending on what the cards are in the Druid list.
Mhm.
Like specifically alignment Druid. I don't really see it in the other lists.
Yeah.
But overall, not impressed with the card.
Agreed. All right, you ready to go to the bullshit card?
Yeah.
10 mana, convoke the spirits. Cast 8 random druid spells, targets chosen randomly.
And
I
this is why I think the 8 mana
Yep.
card might be okay.
And this is why Hearthstone's not an esport. And
Literally.
dude, this is my least favorite card in the entire set. I think that this card is an awful design because it isn't something like Puzzle Box and Mage. Even though it has a similar effect, Mage and Druid spells are completely different. Like
Right?
uh, the Druid spells are likely going to ramp you some mana, draw you some cards, and summon a board. Like you're probably on average going to draw like 4 cards, get a few tokens, and get like 2 mana crystals.
Yeah, I agree. And also it's in a class where 10 mana is not your cap.
Yeah. Well, what I'm really worried about is this with Burgle Rogue, like jackpotting into this and then
Oh,
being able
don't
to
say
play it
that.
and then contraband stash and play it again. You're ramping and drawing spells and playing bullshit, and that's gonna be awful. That's just
Yeah.
fucking yeah. No,
Yeah.
I hate this
Yep.
card's design.
This card, I literally think that this card single-handedly makes Nightshade, like this card and alignment
Hmm.
makes Nightshade Bud playable in alignment Druid, by the way.
I guess so. I mean, this is just like a Yogg-Saron. It's just like a cop
Mhm.
out, maybe. The,
Mhm.
the the
Right.
thing
And
is it's
and
never gonna get rid of minions. It's never gonna clear
and
a
this
board.
card this card convoke the spirits and I mean it could against aggro it could get like swipe, but
The swipe isn't in standard.
oh shit, you're so right. Damn, that's
It's
crazy. I've been playing
not.
too much classic lately.
Yeah, it's not 2014.
um what's it called? So Nightshade Bud is literally just like a way. I don't see you ever choosing the minion, by the way. Um,
Hmm.
and you just choose a spell to cast, and you get alignment, or you get your 10 mana spell on turn 8, and it's literally just another way for you to consistently get your win condition in alignment druid,
I can see it. Oh wait, we
aka
got
aka bullshit. All right, hunter
yeah,
time.
the hunter time. I gotta change the overlay. We got Rexar.
Rexar.
All right, 1 mana, 1/1. Batty guess. Death rattle summon a 2/1 bat. So I think that this card is so insane. Yeah,
Okay.
this is a 1 mana kindly grandmother, which is it to today's standards? I don't know because it doesn't do anything immediately, but it is so sticky. And I'm assuming the bat's a beast, so it's gonna have beast synergies too.
Uh, hmm. I agree. I don't. It kind of is the grandmother, except for it summons a 2/1 instead of a 3/2. So I don't
Yeah.
consider the mana advantage to really matter. I consider it to
Mhm.
just be about the same in terms of value.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I think in terms of an expansion where infuse is the new mechanic, makes this card insane.
True. Yeah, this is just like 2 infused targets. I guess
Yep.
it's kind of more similar like Haunted Creeper almost.
But yeah, like I said, it's
Mhm.
literally a you keep this in your opener with a like in your if you have this in your
Yeah.
mulligan, you feel more comfortable starting with a an infused card that's a little more
Mhm.
expensive too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then boom, it's a 1 mana 2 infused targets. Like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I guess I kind of just hope that cards like this are gonna make mid-range Hunter possible with their infused mechanic. But we'll see.
You know what? With the card we're about to talk to, I think it will be.
Yeah. All right, next card.
Yep.
I mean I like this card. I think that this is just a really good card,
I
ultimately.
think it will see play. Yes. I don't
Yeah.
think it will be nerfed or buffed. I think it's just a good card
All right.
that will see
Uh,
play.
2 mana Frenzied Fangs. Summon 2/2/1 bats, infuse 3, give them +1/+2. So, do the bats have rush? I have no idea.
No, no.
No. So, this is uh what's it called? It's Lion's Pride, what they have with the Naga synergy, but 1 less mana at the drawback of infusing 3 instead of playing a Naga.
Right. But it's also in a class that has quite a few like it's known to
Mhm.
have like board control and to go for have basically a lot of infused targets.
Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically what your curve ends up being is you'd play a few minions, turns 1, 2, and 3, and then you'd play this, get 2/3/3s, and you'd weave in a hero power on turn 4.
And by the way, I'm sure the bats are uh beasts. All these bats,
Mhm.
basically the
Yeah.
last card and this card, which means the location would in fact give them rush. The hunter location we're
I
going to
don't
talk
even
about
know
in
the
both cards.
location. Yeah.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
We'll talk about it in like 2 cards. So.
yeah, I think Lion's Pride sees play in like aggressive Hunter decks. Hunter just hasn't really had the tools to be that aggressive,
hmm
right? Even compared to when Beast Hunter is just better.
Yeah. So do you
So,
not think this card's going to see play?
um,
I think it's fine in that mid range list, man.
I think that the mid-range list is going to do something different. I think that the mid-range list is going to be more of like a death rattle like sticky thing. This card isn't super sticky, is the issue. And
This
mid-range
card,
Hunter.
no, wait, hear me out. This
Mhm,
card isn't sticky, but the thing is, this is the card that you're infusing to scale up
mhm,
while you're using other stickier minions that are dying as the infused fodder. For like the
mhm.
baddie guest, like the
Yeah.
next card we're going to talk about, the spirit poacher, like
Okay.
the other cards there are other cards that are cheap and sticky that you run to infuse, and then suddenly it's 2 mana summon 2/3/3 bats, and you have a location that can give them rush with like +1/+1/2 or some shit like that.
Yeah. I'll
So
uh, uh I'll come back to this before we finish Hunter, but I'm not super high on it right now.
okay, okay.
Let's let's do this. 2 mana,
Spirit poacher.
2/2, Spirit Poacher. Battlecry summon a random dormant wild seed, which I think the dormant wild seeds are 1 cost, right? Like they're lower. They're like weaker animal companions, I think.
Uh, I believe so. I knew what they were. They were either 1 or 2 men. I actually thought they were just animal companions, but with a new name, but I might be wrong.
I think you're thinking about not the wild seeds, but the other stuff, the
Oh, I
demon
am
seeds
then. Yeah, the
or
demon seeds. Yeah.
demogorgons or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I am
Yeah.
thinking of that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
yeah,
like this card though.
I
I
was
like
thinking
it.
of Gargon. I was thinking of Gargon companions. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are just weaker and animal companions, like you said.
Hmm.
They're 1 minutes. Yeah, I like this card a lot too. And again, it's like your baddie guest on 1 into spirit poacher on 2, and that's 4 infused targets.
Yeah. Yeah. I dig it. I'm still not sold on it. I'd have to see the rest of the cards. I'd have to see how it scales up. I'd have to look at the location and think about it. But
Yeah. But spirit
yeah.
poacher, pretty good card. I see it seeing play.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I think that this just sees play in pretty much. I actually don't know. It wouldn't take a spot in Beast Hunter. I know that, but then again, it's kind of hard to tell if Beast Hunter would be a thing. But it
Hmm.
definitely does see play in like a mid-rangey hunter. I guess the issue with mid-range hunter is that it would have to be better than Beast Hunter. But
Right.
yeah, I guess this would even see play in like a Face Hunter list. This is just like good stats for cost. Maybe Face Hunter's back.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, uh, 2 mana Castle Kennels location, 3 uses. Give a friendly minion +2 attack. If it's a beast, give it rush. All right. So this
Okay,
is the
so it doesn't give them
location.
health, but yeah, those
Yeah.
bats get rush or
So
can be given rush.
yeah, they'd be 5/3, or one of them would be 5/3 with rush. So you're killing
Yeah.
anything that's like 3 mana or less. Uh, it's 3 uses. The issue is like I actually don't think that this card's super great because the issue is if you let's say you are playing this exactly on 2, right? Like most
Hmm.
optimal outcome, or okay, no, let's say you play 2 drop. No, it has to be playing on 2, then you play something on 3, and you give it rush, and then you have to wait turn 4, then you could use it again turn 5, and you aren't getting the full value of this until turn 7.
Yeah, I don't think you actually play it on 2. I think it's something you play on
Well,
like 3 or
yeah.
4.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I'm saying though. Like if you were to play it as soon as possible and get the quickest value, you aren't getting it until turn 7. And that's something that worries me. Because hunter lists, like they just normally don't even want to go to turn 7, right?
Uh, yeah, but mid range does.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. This card
I
it,
think
it
it's just
just
okay.
yeah, no, it's just really slow, I think.
It is. It's not
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
It's
slow card, not super great. I don't think this is making waves. I don't if this doesn't see play, I wouldn't be surprised,
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't know. I think it will see play, but I don't know how much. We'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see. But I'm ready to move on. I don't like the card.
yeah. 3 mana Wild Spirit. Summon 2 different dormant Wild Seeds. Make your Wild Seeds awaken 1 turn sooner. So I mean, I like this card personally. It's just like you're getting like it's like an animal companion. I think I kind of consider the Wild Seeds to be half of an animal companion each.
Right, and summoning 2 for the same mana.
Yeah, and then
But it also has the upside of lowering the dormant time on all of your animal or all of your wild seeds.
yeah, so
And
like
each one varies, by the way, depending on which one you get, how many turns
yeah,
it's dormant for. So
yeah, I think that this card, if you play it on turn 3 in Void, it is worse than Animal Companion. But if you're playing it when you're following up with the poacher card on turn 2, it's better than Animal Companion. And then, I mean, the mid-range hunter list would probably run like 6/3 drops, and then 2 of them would be Wild Spirits, and 2 of them would be Animal
oh,
Companions.
by the way,
So,
does it make your wild seeds awaken 1 turn sooner for the rest of the game, or only the ones you have on the board?
I think it's just the ones on the board.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot worse unless you have Spirit Poacher on the board already. But whatever.
Yeah, like this
I
card's
do like the card a lot though.
yeah, no, I like it. I want it to see play. I don't know if it will. I can't confidently say that it will be a good card.
Yeah, I feel it.
Anyway, I mean, I guess next, right? I mean, there isn't really
Yep.
much to say about this. 3 mana Stag Charge. Deal 3 damage, summon a random Dormant Wild Seed. So I really like this card, actually. It's a bit of burst damage that I feel like Hunter has, but doesn't have enough of right now. Or like enough consistent stuff that you actually want to run.
Hmm.
Like,
I think this card's okay. I actually don't like it, believe it or not.
really? What don't you like about it?
Um, I mean, it's just really slow. It's like
Hmm.
it's basically a 3 mana quick shot. Um, that it's basically a 3 mana quick shot that doesn't get more value for that extra mana,
Hmm.
and like soon or even kind of soon, unless you wild spirits after to make the wild seed come turn sooner.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I just think that the wild seed isn't enough really to warrant that extra mana. It's literally a quick shot plus a wild seed put together, but it's dormant, so you have to like wait potentially 2 or 3 turns to reap the value.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I think this card is just okay. And honestly,
Hmm.
I have been feeling like other people. Been feeling like this is a hot take. A lot of people have been liking this card when they see it. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, the thing I like about it is that regardless of how good it is, it's for sure run in Quest Hunter, right?
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
then yeah, and then it kind of I feel like this is more reminiscent of like a kill command as well. Like kill command I viewed as a card of like 3 damage and then you get the bonus 2. So like it's 3 then the bonus, and I feel like this bonus of the 2 extra damage, which doesn't even need a thing, would be
Mm.
this wild seed. And I think
Okay.
yeah.
Comparing it to Kill Command, I get that,
Mhm.
but Kill Command was like a really consistent finisher, especially through taunts, and
Mhm.
with that 2 extra damage. I mean,
Yeah.
and I just don't see. I don't think Wild Seed. I don't think Wild Seeds are consistent enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I guess why would you ever run this as a replacement for like a kill command type card when you could just run aimed shot and literally get that
Hmm.
5 damage? So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't see. I really like it. I don't know if it's good or not.
I guess we'll see. You're not the only one who likes it
Yeah.
though. So
Mhm. 4 mana 3/5 beast, Stonebound Gargan, Rush. Infuse 3 also damages the minions next to whomever this attacks.
I
So,
mean, it's that Hydra. It's the same stat line as the Hydra.
yeah, the issue is like this effect has never been good on a card ever. Like Hydra didn't see play. There was like Wrath Cleaver, whatever the hell it was called in Warrior for like 7 mana or like 5 or something, way back in like TGT. Uh, and these cards have never been good, but this one has Rush now. And but for the cost of infusing 3, which you're probably doing on Hunter if this has been in your hand for 2 turns.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I think this is good. I thought Hydra did see some play, but I
Mhm.
might be wrong. I swore I ran it at least, sometimes depending on the deck.
I
But
think
yeah.
what happened is you discovered it off of Deathstalker XR.
Oh, maybe I did. Um, so yeah, I same stat line as Hydra, and honestly, like the biggest problem with it is like you said, like you weren't guaranteed value, but Rush takes that away. So I think the card's great.
Okay, I dig it. I mean, I I want to put it
Meta defining? No. Good? Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Especially in a meta where aggro and token is so prevalent.
Yeah, I think if there is a mid-range hunter list, this probably makes it. I don't think that this won't make it in any of the current hunter lists, but it would have to be a new like
Um,
mid-range list.
in a mid range list, I see it. I also see it in a very fast meta, even in a face hunter deck, because you're almost guaranteed the infuses happening.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, it can literally just win you the game by clearing 3 minions
Mhm.
in like again in like a token matchup. You feel me?
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't play this in like control metas, so
No, definitely not.
yeah. I think it's fair to say that this card's probably all right. I also don't think it's
I think it's better
defining
than all
the
right.
list. Really?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
better than all right. I think it's a very good card. I think it's his play.
Okay. I believe it. What's next? Oh, I love this guy. 5 mana 4/5. Aralon. Battlecry summon one of each dormant wild seed. I like this.
I do
I
too.
really like this guy.
It's
Wild seeds
it's
are
extremely
cool.
consistent
Mhm.
because it's
Yeah.
act and you get it basically sets it up so you get a cards coming off dormants every single turn, and you can even accelerate that with wild spirits. So I think the card's good, very consistent.
Yep. Uh, weird issue with it is that this wouldn't be a aggro deck card. This would be for sure
Mid
a
range.
mid-range card. Yeah, and it would you'd probably still run Barak, Kodabane, but this would be like contesting that slot for sure.
Hmm.
So you probably run both, but then it's like the card or the 5 mana slot kind of starts getting clogged with it.
Hmm. And now let's look at the
Mhm.
king of this of the mid range hunter cards.
7 mana 5/4 Huntsman, Altimore, Battlecry, summon a Gargan companion, infuse 4, summon another, infuse 8, and another.
Which means that if you've infused 8, you're getting
Mhm.
basically all 3 of the animal companions immediately.
I mean, these are better than animal companions, right?
No, they have the same stats, don't they? I
Oh,
thought they had the exact same stats with the same
oh yeah,
effects as.
yeah. I
They're,
might just be completely
you
incorrect.
have a 5/2 charge. You have a 2/4 give minions +1 attack, and you have a 4/4 taunt. I swear, but I might be wrong.
Okay, is Call the Wild in standard?
Not anymore, but that's basically what this card is consistently.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I want to say not as consistently because infusing 8 is a lot.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the 6 mana one that summoned 2. It's consistently the 2. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean that one you also had to only have spells in your deck as well, or no minions. But like
I know.
Call the Wild for 8 mana. Uh, I want this card to be good. I
With
really
an
do. I
extra
think it's
body.
really
Wait,
cool.
with an extra body though. It's less mana with an extra body.
Yeah, but Call the Wild, you were kind of just doing it for the 5 charge on Huffer a lot of the time. Like, I, I think that the body, it's like really bad for 7 mana. Like, it is a body, don't get me wrong. It probably just dies to like the brawl that happens after it, or the, what's it called? The thing, the 4 mana AoE for warrior having 10 armor. I want it to be good. I really do. I think infusing 8 is way too much. I think that if if I were to say that any card were to get changed in a balance patch, it would be this one to get buffed on the infused numbers. I think that they're playing really conservatively with the infused numbers.
I was
This
right.
set.
I just double checked by the way to make sure.
Mm.
The Gargon companions are exactly the same stat line and costs as
Okay.
animal companions, so it's the same thing. Dude, when looking for it in the forum, I had to go in the forums right to find
Mm.
them, and someone commented the best thing about this card is the art. Unfortunately,
Yeah. No. Like I want this. Do you kind of see what I mean with that though? Like it's just.
yeah. I
Uh,
think it consistently summons. I think it's consistently the 2 animal companion one,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
For 1 mana more, you also get a 5/4. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. The issue is like if you don't get the Huffer, then this card like you just do nothing. like Like you need to roll Huffer off of this for it to have the impact.
I
These
don't
cards,
know. I don't know that that's
no.
true, or because if you're not rolling hover, that means you're absolutely getting the taunt and the Leok, which means you're getting a 5/4 taunt body. Like I don't see that as being that bad.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's the issue. It it is not that bad. Instead of you saying, yeah, that's pretty good, right? You're saying it's not that bad. Which cards that are not that bad don't see play.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I also don't think this
Mhm.
card's insane, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad, dude. I think this card is actually pretty fucking all right.
I think it's just too slow.
Okay? Do you think it ever gets buffed? Because I think if they buff it at all, it's too insane.
This is the first candidate I've seen where I think I want a change. That's
Oh,
for sure.
really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
everything
What would
else,
you like to
like
see then?
I mean, just lowering the infused numbers, like maybe 3 and 6. Maybe that'd fix it. I mean, we'd have to play around with it.
It
Maybe
would
it is
be
just that easy to
at
infuse,
infuse
but
at infuse 6. It would be so consistent. I think.
yeah, because it needs to be consistent to be good. If it's inconsistent, it won't be good.
Well, but the thing is,
Yeah,
it's consistently in the middle, and I think that's okay. And then
yeah,
sometimes you high roll and you get all of them, but then sometimes you don't.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it works out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely not crafting this card though, so if I don't get it in a
Yeah,
pack, I'm probably not testing it.
I'll get this one golden for my pre-order.
Okay, right on, right on.
8 mana collateral damage. Deal 6 damage to 3 random enemy minions. Excess damage hits the hero. So, do we even need to talk about this card? This card's just not good, right?
um, yeah, I don't think it's gonna see play.
Yeah, it's it's three. What is it? Explosive shot, right? And like, but it's random, and you have to have 3 minions on the enemy board.
It admittedly sometimes it can do it can do like they have like 3/1/1s or 2/2s, and you're doing like 15 damage to the enemy hero for 8 mana, and that feels insane. But like,
Mm.
how often is that happening?
And
Because
yeah, how many times at turn 8 does your opponent have
yep, no,
multiple 1 health
no,
minions?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. So Matt, the way I
mhm.
feel about it is since it's 8 mana, I'm looking at it going like, all right, if you made it to turn 8 against like a token deck as a hunter, you've already won the game. Like
Yeah.
this isn't gonna win you the game.
Yeah,
So
I'm really excited to see a quest hunter playing this on like day one against a beast druid, and the beast druid like summons a board of otters, and this card just snipes down a bunch of otters and does 15 damage.
okay, that would be pretty
Like,
funny. That would be pretty
yeah,
funny for the memes.
yeah, no, like I think that this is just a meme card though.
But this is the last card in Hunter, so do you want to revisit the 2-drop?
Uh, yeah, I mean I can't, I'm not high on it.
You don't think
I'm gonna be
so?
honest. Yeah,
I
like,
think that all the other thing is the wild seed cards are
mhm,
all like infuse fodder in their own too. So I think
yeah.
that the infuse mechanic is going to be decent, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The reason why I'm not high on it is because it's not the infused fodder. I think that for infused fodder, you'd rather just run like a small Naga package. You'd have the guy that discounts a spell, the 2 mana one by 1 mana. So then maybe, and then you'd have Slither Spears, you'd have tracking, you'd have Lion's Pride, that kind of stuff. A bit of that,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to because Lion's Pride is the exact same thing, but I'd argue more consistent than the 2 mana spell, right?
Uh-huh.
It's actually better if you have to play it before the boost because they're 2/2s instead of 2/1s.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. All right, so we done with Hunter?
Yeah, I think so. Gotta change the overlay. Rexar, get out of here. Let's get some Jaina up on the editing,
What's
high
up, Frost
quality.
Mommy?
Yeah. All right, 1 mana, 1/3 Suspicious Alchemist. Battle cry, discover spell. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. So, I mean, it's a 1-drop. It's gonna see play, right?
Oh, it's absolutely gonna see play. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think the card's bad. The thing is like it gives your opponent a little bit of information. Like they get 3 options, and even if they don't guess it right, they know it's got to be one of the other two. Then right, so
Mhm.
they have a lot of information. Um, so I think it's a great card. I don't think it's OP. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's a great card. It's not going to get nerfed. It's not going to get buffed. It's just going to be but it's absolutely going to get played for the next 2 years or year and a half.
I don't know if it's going to be played consistently over the next few years, but I think that there are going to be points in time where this card's just insane because it's a 1 mana, one
I
three.
mean,
Like,
when was One Thief not run?
true. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess, and that was like strictly worse, and it was just played in like
Yep.
every single deck. I mean, yeah, I
Yep.
guess this card just is insane. I don't think it does anything different. Like, it's literally just Spell Slinger, but for one
Yep.
mana with better stats.
Mhm.
All right, I mean, not much to say. Next, I
Yep.
guess.
It's just
Two
a great
mana,
card.
yeah, yeah. I mean, 1-drops are just broken inherently, broken by concept. 2 mana, solid alibi. Until your next turn, your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. So a lot of people are comparing this to Ice Block from what I've seen. I haven't looked at a lot of stuff, but I don't think it's nearly as good as Ice Block. I think Ice Block is just, if Ice Block were S tier, this is like B tier compared to like Ice Barrier being like D tier. Like that's just how big a difference is. Because I, I,
Uh,
just-
Go ahead.
I think this card's so overhyped.
Yeah, it's definitely no ice block. Is the card good in some decks, and it might even see play sometimes, but it's like it's just strictly a defensive card that buys turns against mostly combo decks, and maybe you could make the argument token decks, but
Mhm.
other than that, I don't see it actively saving you all that often.
Yeah, I think it's good enough to see consistent play in the right
Because the thing is, you
decks,
also have
but
to you also have to guess the turn. Literally, like you have to like play it smartly, you know.
mhm.
Whereas Ice Block was invest 3 mana and then you're just chilling until your opponent actually gets lethal levels of damage.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's no Ice Block. It's no Ice Block at all.
yeah. My favorite thing about this card is that little goblin pillow.
Dude, I think it's so funny how like his alibi is that he literally couldn't have done it because he was frozen to the couch.
Yeah, next to his goblin pillow.
Yep. He's like, it
Yeah,
couldn't have been me, bro. I swear, I'm literally like just chilling here.
yeah, dude, wild. All right,
Next
two
card.
mana. Yeah, 2 mana, frozen touch. Deal 3 damage, infuse 3, add a frozen touch to your hand.
I know what
So
you're thinking. It sounds like it goes infinite when you first look at it. It's not. It does not go infinite. It
no.
You have to
Hey,
keep infusing every time.
yeah, the thing is like something
I
like
don't think
this
it's a
would
good card, man.
yeah, something like this would be played in
Hunter.
no, I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna say Quest Mage. Because Quest
Oh,
Mage has historically had trouble with the frost spells because you either play a secret or you rely on the enemy to play minions on the board, right?
true, 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 true. And this
And
allows you to do
so
some damage to face instead with it.
yeah, or even like
Hmm.
you do this with 2 extra damage
Okay, I agree.
from the quest reward.
As a mage spell, I agree. It's definitely good in quest mage,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna cap. I look at this card and I'm like, dude, a quick shot with infuse 3, get another quick shot. Uh,
Hmm.
that would be insane in Hunter.
Oh yeah, yeah. That infuse three is never going off in Mage ever. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
mhm,
it genuinely might. Like if you're holding on to it for a few turns, it might, but it's never going off twice. Like I feel like this
yeah.
card is I don't like it. I don't think it's
If
good
you're using
in
a
Mage.
quest Mage though, it's never happening.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it's
it's
just
just worse Frostbolt.
honestly, dude, when I first saw this card, I was like, why is this a mage card?
Yeah, no, it's just I could see why it's a Mage card, but like it's just I'm not super high on it. Like
Bro,
Rogue has Tooth of Nefarian.
they can give us other 2 mana frost spells, you know what I mean? Like they don't
Yeah.
need to give us they don't need to give us
Mhm.
that for quest mage
So
for
you're
frost
saying you
spells.
want Shatter back in standard?
Nah, I think I want like a I
Shatter's OP,
want
man.
I want I want literally any frost spell that actually makes sense for the mage class, but whatever, fuck it. Fuck it and fuck me.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I mean it's just it's just burn.
Dude, I don't even know that it sees play.
Maybe not. This card though, I like it. The location, 3 mana, Nightcloak Sanctum, 3 uses, freeze a minion, summon a 2/2 volatile skeleton, which is a 2 mana 2/2 minion that has the death rattle to deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Love
Okay.
having a bit of RNG that may or may not affect the board. That's always
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. May or may not affect the board, or may or may not inflict lethal upon your opponent. Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, this card's just good. Like,
Yeah.
I think at least.
I mean, it's an anti-aggro tool. It's an anti-big, like tall minion tool. It's an anti. It's just it has value.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy. It could even get a bit of pressure. Like, I think
Hmm.
that this card just sees play in decks ultimately.
I agree.
Like, I know that there's the volatile skeleton decks, which we'll get to, but like,
Hmm.
3 mana vengeful visage. A new secret. After an enemy mini attacks a hero, summon a copy of it to attack the enemy hero. I like how the
It's
secret's a bit different than the other ones.
I like it a lot. So it's basically eye for an eye, but better, right? Like
Yeah,
and I
it's
think it's cool.
oh, one could say it's eye for an eye, but it's 3 times better because it's 3 times the mana.
I don't know that it's 3 times better, but maybe.
It's way more than 3 times better.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh,
I mean,
I'm like, you get hit with in the face. This guy has like an
mhm.
8/8 taunt on the board. He hits you in the face. Suddenly, this motherfucker is taking 8, and you have an 8/8 taunt yourself. By the way, this secret just existing causes you to put up. If he only has one minion on the board, and you put up a secret, this guy's afraid to attack you now.
Yeah, I think that the ultimate issue with this is that if we get into a position, because I don't think any of the make or secrets are actually very usable. So if this is the only secret that sees
Yes.
play, then it's inherently worse because everyone knows exactly what to play around.
True. True. Sometimes you don't have a choice. But isn't counterspell fine?
That's the issue, right? Are you gonna run this in your deck? Or are you gonna run a spell that's fine in your deck to play this? Because I'd rather just have Blade Master Akani than Counterspell.
Oh, that's so true. That's so
Like,
true.
like don't get me wrong, I think this card's good, but I don't think it has the support that it needs.
How's Ice Barrier
Ice
right now?
Barrier. It's really good for progressing your mage
Quest?
quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case this doesn't even have a spell school, so it's kind of out of the loop for that.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
Like, I think that this literally just suffers from not having support in standard.
You might be right, man. I at first I wasn't all that excited about it when I saw the card.
Mhm.
I think it might be okay. I don't know. I don't have much opinions on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it would be good card if they added like the 1 mana 2/1 dude that you get to play secret for 0, and then maybe there's some more secret synergy. Maybe Flame Ward or something. Yeah, I guess next card. 4 mana 4/4 Chatty Bartender. At the end of your turn, if you control secret, deal 2 damage to all enemies. Uh, this doesn't make secrets work. I mean, granted, a free consecration is cool, but like, this isn't enough support, I don't think. What are your thoughts? Oh god, he's gone. He's probably drinking water.
What? I'm here. Sorry. What'd you say?
Oh,
I got added in
mhm.
another Discord and like they
Okay.
pinged me and I was reading.
Okay, yeah, Chatty Bartender.
Oh, we moved on. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it's more reason to run Counterspell and the last card.
I actually said the exact opposite thing. I said,
Oh.
I said, like, the consecration is cool because that's what it is. It's a
Uh-huh.
4/4 body with a situational consecration. I just don't think it's enough,
Okay.
right?
Um,
Because you're only gonna have 2 of these in your deck, and you have to have secrets in play as well to get it
to get the
usable.
value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, I didn't say it was
Hmm.
a good card. I was just saying that
Yeah.
it gives you, if you're running this, you want more secrets. So,
Yeah, yeah, it would be for a
suddenly you
secret
run
deck.
you run Counterspell package
Hmm.
over Akani.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just run both because
I think you
Akani's
just
just
run
insane.
both. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a good card. I don't think this card's gonna see play.
Yeah. I mean, it does in that secret deck, I think, but it's a
Maybe.
matter of not seeing that secret deck, seeing play.
Yeah.
I think Mage got more secret stuff. Yeah, yeah. The next card, 4 mana 3/5, Orion Mansion Manager. After a friendly secret is revealed, cast a different Mage secret and gain +2/+2. So,
Oh, that's absurd. How have
is
I?
is
That's
it
absurd,
though? I'm not
dude. It kind of is.
like. Here's the thing. This guy being good makes or breaks that secret list, and
So here's what I'm envisioning. Okay,
okay,
turn 7.
turn 7.
You play Counterspell plus this card.
Mm-hmm.
They then try to remove that card,
Okay.
and it gets countered. He gains +2/+2, and you
Mm-hmm.
get another, and you get a different secret, and
Okay.
you're almost guaranteed value from it. And then that's just the start of it. There's because remember it's activating during their turn. If they fuck up, they activate the secret also, right? The new one. Like if they mess up,
Okay.
you get another counter spell potentially. I'm not saying it
Yeah.
happens, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like the I don't know. The upside of this card seems absurd to me. And what's the downside that you're seeing? Like too slow? Sure, maybe. But
Uh,
but Mage has a lot of stall mechanics.
okay. The downside is that it's a legendary because the issue is that while
Mm-hmm.
this is like an insanely snowbally card, I agree with you. Uh, is this one card enough to carry an entire deck? Because the rest of the deck is not looking too hot.
Maybe not, but also maybe. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
This card makes me. I'm not saying this card is meta defining, but I'm saying it's intriguing enough that I'd craft it and try it before I tried the Hunter Legendary.
Fair enough. I mean, there's also if
I
this
think
deck
the
had
upside is absurd of this card, bro.
Mad Scientist, it would be good.
Oh my
But
god, the
yeah,
deck
yeah,
Secret Mage would be insane, dude. What do you mean?
yeah.
What do you
I
mean?
guess I
That's
yeah,
dumb.
yeah. Okay, that's the thing, right? If this card wasn't printed and there was only the other Secret Mage cards, Mad Scientist would be enough to tip it over the top. Is this card as good as Mad Scientist? I don't know. Not to mention there's only one of it where you would have two scientists,
Is this
right?
card as good as Mad Scientist? Is it as consistent as Mad Scientist? Absolutely not. Is
Yeah.
it as good as Mad Scientist? Potentially way better.
It has bigger upside for
Because
sure.
well, here's my thing.
Mhm.
Mad Scientist was almost guaranteed value because let's be honest, it wasn't really worth silencing it unless you were in like some metas. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it silence some, but not much, you know. um, because of that, like Mad Scientist's upside wasn't all that insane. I look at
Mhm.
it. I look at this as a fucking must silence / must kill. Like this thing has taunt, dude.
Yeah, it has spell taunt as well.
Yeah, like this card's upside is so freaking absurd that like, yeah, I think it sees play. I think it's a good card.
Yeah, I think it's an insane card, but I'm not confident that it sees play.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what, Matt? I'll fucking make a deck that runs this card. I'll make a tier
I'll dig
1
it.
deck.
I'll dig
Yeah.
it. You're gonna use all your packs from not buying the pre-orders to do it.
Yep. Yep.
All right,
All
I
my
guess.
dust.
Yeah, 4 mana Cold Case. Summon 2 volatile skeletons, gain 4 armor. I think that this card's just good.
Yep. Specifically in the skeleton deck.
I think just without it, like you're getting
Oh,
2
really?
bodies that are situational
That
removal with 4 armor.
True. Okay, you're right. I do like that a lot. And it's a frost spell for Quest Mage. Yep, absolutely. It's great. Good card.
This also does the 2 of the infuses towards that Frostbolt thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Quest Mage back. I mean, yeah, I think it's a good card. All right,
I,
next
I
one.
honestly I think some of these cards they added was to try to bring Quest Mage back, but yeah, anyways.
Maybe 6 mana Deathborn. Deal 2 damage to all minions. Summon a 2/2 volatile skeleton for each killed.
I mean, it's literally just it's it's the clear that would do it was that 3 mana deal 2 to all,
Mm-hmm.
but they doubled the price and then made it so that it also has an upside of giving you a board too instead of just removing your board.
Yeah.
I think it's a good card. I don't know how meta defining it is, and I don't know how insane it is because admittedly 6 mana is a little bit slow. It's basically a blizzard in terms of removal, with a little bit more upside for you, but it also hits your own minions. So I don't know. It's okay.
Is the Arcanist still in standard? 2 mana 1/3. Gain 2 spell damage for your next spell this turn.
I think so.
Because that
Is
would
it a
definitely see play with this.
is Arcanist a mage spell
No, Arcanist
or a
just
minion?
neutral minion, just 2 mana.
Okay, I'm looking up Arcanist. Well, I know. Is it talented Arcanist?
Talented Arcanist, yeah.
Okay, because I thought you were talking spammy.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no.
yes, it's still. Wait, what's that? It's from Forged in the Barrens.
Okay,
So
yeah, so
yeah,
it's in standard. Okay,
yes, it's
so
on
then,
standard.
yeah, I mean, I think that,
That makes this card. That card makes this card better for sure.
yeah, I think Cold Case is a card that you'd play in like every mage deck. I think that just having that bit of extra armor, that survivability is insane, and then having a small board. Whereas I think you're only playing it in the actual like skeleton mage deck.
By the way, we really thought this was going to take an hour and a half. We're
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah.
We're not. We still have another 100 cards.
Yep. I don't know if you've noticed that we're subtly picking up the pace a little bit. That's okay.
Yeah, we are. I did notice. I did notice.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of the video is Demon Hunter, but
No, literally, we spent like 30 minutes there, dude. On God.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I like this card all that much. I think it's okay though.
It sees play in the skeleton mage list though for
Yeah,
sure. It's just like a keyword
definitely.
deck.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. Next guy. 8 mana 8/8.
This card's way more
Kel'Thuzad,
interesting.
The Inevitable. Battle Cry. Resurrect your volatile skeletons. Any that can't fit on the board instantly explode. So
Makes
I
that
guess,
last card look a lot better.
Yeah, I guess the question is, does this create an issue, or does this create a board in some situation better than where you'd rather play this over Mordresh?
uh,
Because Mordresh
Prob-
is just gonna be 10 to everything, where you're
Right.
never getting that amount of value out of this or out of the battle cry, right?
Right.
Maybe maybe you have 5 more skeletons that can fit on your board, and you're dealing 10 damage randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I think this card's great, and I think
Mhm.
that this card single-handedly makes the Deathborn card look a lot better. By the way.
I mean, I think honestly, you probably just play both Mordresh and or you play the
Yeah,
pin package in this, and you just have like 2
I agree.
insane game enders.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I mean, I think we think that this card's just cool, or I think it's at least cool, right?
I think it's cool. I don't know how
Yeah.
meta defining it is, but I think it literally sets up the volatile skeleton mage
Mhm.
deck to be a thing, right? Like it does set up the archetype as a whole,
Yeah.
and really brings it together. So it is absolutely like defining in that way. Um, I guess we just have to like see how meta the archetype actually ends up being. Um, but I think at the very least, if it doesn't start out decent, that the mini set that'll come out will make it better.
Yeah, agreed. I think that there's probably gonna be some extra stuff.
Support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see that this card's definitely not gonna be tier 1 though. I don't think, or in a tier 1 deck. I think it'll be
I
tier
think it's
2.
going to be a comfortable tier 2 or tier 3.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess
But that
Paladin.
means it's playable. It's a legend and shit and higher.
True.
Like it's
Yeah, I
playable.
mean, yeah, if you're good at the game, you're getting legend with whatever you want.
Right.
Dude, we got Paladin though. We did the master editing. We put Uther
Uther, where'd you
there.
come from?
Yeah, dude, look at that cutie.
The
One
light
mana.
shall burn you. Oh wait, that's Anduin.
1 mana promotion. Give a silver hand recruit +3/+3. This just
Hey,
isn't
turn
good.
for 3 mana, you're getting a 4/4. It's not great, but
That can be silenced. And also
oh
3 mana
yeah,
4/4 isn't even like super great.
it's not. Yeah,
Like
you're right.
this. I mean, this card's just pass, right? Massive swipe
Yeah,
left.
yeah. All right, I'm good. We can just move on.
1 mana sinful sous chef. Uh, it's a 2/1. Death rattle. Add 2 silver hand recruits to your hand. So there's
Okay, in fairness, that this
uh,
card makes it so now it's 2 mana summon a 4/4.
yeah, but I still don't think you want that.
I
Like
agree.
I
I
think
I
you.
agree. But
Yeah.
is it I don't know, maybe with this card promotion is runnable, but I don't know. I don't necessarily like uh either of the cards. I like Sinful Sous Chef in like a hand buff paladin deck.
You know what I like these in? I like these in Quest Paladin. That's the
What's the
first thing
quest
that jumps to
again?
my mind. Uh, it's 3 stages, so you have to play 3 separate 1-cost cards to advance to the next stage.
Oh, this is great for that.
Yeah, like Penflinger was really good for it, even though it didn't have like
Yeah.
any other support. And then all these silver hand recruits at the end of the quest are gonna be 3/3s standard.
Oh,
Yeah, because that's the reward for the
honestly,
quest.
yeah. Okay, then you definitely run this and promotion in Quest Paladin. By the way.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know the other silver hand recruit cards. They're clearly going with a silver hand recruit thing for Paladin.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, 2 mana, Great Hall, set of minions attack and health to 3 mana. You get it 3 times. I mean, the card's good, but is it good enough? Because this effect is something that Paladin has seen over and over again, and it's always seen play
Mm,
whenever it does come in. It's just a
right,
matter of like,
right.
and
How
this,
insane it is
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
this is
Yeah.
this is like the best variation of it. Like we had the Keeper of Uldaman or whatever it was from
Yep.
League of Explorers
Yep.
that saw play. We saw Repentance. I think it was not Repentance. Conviction,
Yep.
and that saw play for 2 mana. And so this is Conviction 3 times for the same mana cost as 1.
Yep. It's. I was gonna point out that every time this effect has been introduced, it's seen play. This card will
Yeah.
absolutely see play. I don't think it's nerf worthy. It definitely doesn't need a buff. It's a great card.
hmm
It'll be in most paladin decks.
Yeah, I dig it. I think it's 2 of almost everywhere.
Agreed.
All right, 3 mana Service Bell. Discover a class card from your deck and draw all copies of it. So like, this is. I mean, you're drawing 2 cards maybe. I don't like it.
Are there any cards that shuffle like copies of cards in paladin right now in standard?
No.
Yeah, then it's just not great, right?
Yeah, like the only thing that would be possible is maybe you generate something, right? Maybe you discover something, then you Finley into your deck, and then you play this and you get a third copy, maybe. But the issue is they're trying to push pure Paladin. I know again for whatever reason without Librams.
I feel
Uh,
like what Service Bell does, by the way, is it's also in Quest Paladin, and it's a consistency thing where it gives you 2/1 drops most of the time.
Fair enough. Yeah, I could see that. So maybe 3 mana draw 2 is good enough. I don't think 3 mana draw 2 is good enough. I think you'd rather just have. I mean, you're already gonna have peasant. I don't know.
It's 3 mana draw 2. You get to pick though. To be fair.
Yeah, and it's also 3 mana, not
But
always draw 2,
it
but
should, yeah,
maybe.
no, I was gonna say it should be noted that
Mhm.
it sometimes it's a draw 1,
I guess
but
it is
even when
discover
it's
a
a draw
class card.
1, yeah, from your
So
deck
yeah,
specifically.
it is specifically class cards. So maybe
Yeah.
maybe you tinker your deck like Quest Paladin, where you have a lot of 1 drops that are neutrals, and then the class cards are heavy hitters. So then you could tutor
Uh,
bigger cards into the later of the game.
yeah, maybe.
So you get the quest, and you could guarantee other stuff, or
Right.
more
I
likely
feel it.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this deck and this archetype and this card has some potential, and we'll just have to
I
see.
think it'll be cool.
Yeah, me too.
All right, 3 mana, 2/4, Muckborn Servant. Taunt, battle card, discover a paladin card. I am not sure why you'd want to discover a random paladin card. A lot of paladin cards are not super great,
Yeah,
especially on a 2/4 body.
I was gonna say if it was like a paladin spell, I'd
Hmm.
like it a little bit more because then I'm consistently able to pick like maybe dinner or service bell, sorry, not dinner bell,
Hmm.
or like something else. You know what I mean? Like there are a lot of times where discovering a spell is powerful for like swing turns, finding a
Yeah,
spell you need for board clear. But because it's any paladin card, I think a lot of the minions dilute that and don't give you the value you're looking for.
I'd argue even with the minions, if it were just only minions, you have a
Uh-huh.
pretty high chance of getting the new legendaries that we'll talk about, or
Right.
you have a chance of tutoring out or discovering an extra Tyrion or something, which would be insane, right? If you're only
Absolutely.
talking minions, because the issue with spells is it gets diluted by secrets.
Right, agreed. And that's like one of the few things that you don't want to find from a paladin
Yeah,
spell, right?
yeah.
Okay,
So
so you think the minions would be better than the spells? You might be right. There are a
yeah,
lot of great paladin value minions, but
mhm.
like I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess I was
I
just looking
mean,
at the times when you want to spell, but yeah, I feel it. Maybe you're
yeah.
right. Honestly, maybe you would rather just discover a minion.
I mean, I think ultimately the average paladin card is just not very good. Like it's some weird like healing thing a lot of the time.
Okay.
Which I mean, maybe in Control Paladin, maybe you want a weird random healing thing, but I just don't think that this card sees play even there.
Yeah. I I don't know. I think it might see play, but I guess we'll see. But I also am kind of in agreement with you. I think
Mhm.
it's not a great card. We'll
Yeah.
see. There's a lot of those cards in this expansion where I'm like, we'll see, but I think no.
Yeah, I guess next
I'm
card.
not gonna lie to you.
Hmm.
Overall, with this expansion, I was a little disappointed. Like there weren't that many cards that got me super excited. But the ones that did, I was like, whoa, those look so good. Like those look super fun. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm really
I'm
excited
excited.
because they're pushing new archetypes for every single class except for Druid.
Right?
like like this guy's interesting. Uh the next card, 3 mana 3/3, Stewart the Steward. Death Rattle, give the next Silver Hand recruit you summon +3/+3 and this Death Rattle. Uh I saw someone mention that the downside for this card is that you can no longer play the Cariel hero because you can't buff your cards, but then this guy isn't even trying to be in that deck. It would be in like a Quest Paladin deck. So
Wait. Why can't you run this in the Cariel deck?
because you lose the hero power to
Because you lose the
summon
hero
Silver Hand
power?
recruits. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good argument, but I feel like you're
Mhm.
running Cariel as like a defensive card to potentially not die. Like I still
Yeah.
think you maybe run Cariel and you just don't play it as long as you're reaping the value. You know what I mean? Like you don't play
Yeah.
that card while it's benefiting you, but
Mhm.
if you need it to save you, you need it to save you. Like I
Yeah. I mean,
I think this card's good though.
Yeah, I like it in that Quest Paladin list. Like, this is something that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I actually just think that this card doesn't see play in the same deck that you'd play Carriel to begin with. That's just ultimately it. Like, this is a very, like, aggressive snowball-y card, I
Right.
think.
Yeah,
And
I
Carriel's,
agree.
like, very slow.
You're right. I think
Cool.
this card absolutely sees play though.
Yeah, in the Silver Hand Recruit deck, I think. Dude,
Yep.
when is Quartermaster coming back into Standard?
And by the way, this absolutely will scale with Muckborn Servant. If you discover another one, all of your Silverhand recruits will be getting +6/+6, and that Death Rattle, right? So
It's only the next Silver Hand Recruit. But yeah.
no.
Hmm?
Give the next Silverhand recruit you summon +3/+3 and this Death Rattle, which means when that dies, the next one's gonna be +6/+6 also, and then when that dies, the next one's gonna be 6/6 also.
But only when it dies, right? Mhm.
Yeah, agreed. So it's not every single one,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is like if you get multiple Stewarts, you're getting +6/+6 on those
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Like
The
that's
the
crazy.
issue the issue with that is this is one Paladin card out of every Paladin card, and you only have the choice of 3, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's like 6 secrets alone or something. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of absurd. You're right.
yeah. I like the hopium though.
I'm on
The-
some primo
yeah.
hopium.
Yeah, exactly. Next card, I guess. 4 mana, 2/4 Buffet Biggin. Battlecry summon 2 Silver Hand Recruits, infuse 3, give them +2 attack and Divine Shield. Alright, so you're getting a 2/4 body with 2/3/1 Divine Shields with infuse 3, which is probably happening in Paladin. You're probably getting that infuse 3.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about this infuse 3 as I was with that Hunter card, for example, the 2 mana one.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you have a hero that summons a 1/1.
Yeah. Uh, are 2 Scarlet Crusaders and a 2/4 body good enough for 4 mana in this? I guess with the 2 Silver
Yes,
Hand Recruits, if you are playing like a Silver Hand Recruit deck and you do have the synergy, then 100%. I think this sees play in that deck.
it does for sure.
I like the card. I'll say it. I think it's
I
a good
don't hate
card.
the card. I agree.
All right, next card.
Next card.
Dude,
I,
look at this rapid fire.
I'm waiting. I know. I'm waiting for you to have a card that you think needs buffed. Like,
Yeah, I mean, nothing yet. I think it all looks fine.
and also you haven't had a card that you think needs nerf. I'm kind of shocked.
No, not yet. But 5 mana Elitist Snob, 3/4 Battlecry. For each Paladin card in your hand, randomly gain Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, or Taunt. So if you have 4 Paladin cards in your hand, you'll get all 4 for 5 mana. And I think that this card is utter dog shit. I think that there was the 4 mana card, I think, a while back, where I think it was called Corpse Taker. 4 mana, like 3/3 or 3/4, and it would do the same exact effect essentially, but it was based off of cards in your deck, right? Do you remember that? I think it was
Yeah.
Frozen Throne. And like that card was situationally good. It was good in Paladin, right? Because you had stuff like Wicker Flame, Burn Bristle, where it could double up and give the shield and the taunt from one card, or like Tyrion. But the issue is this is more mana for like similar stats. Granted, you don't need to have them in your deck, but you have to like. I just, I just don't see it. Like, I don't think it's good enough for also 5 mana. Like 5 mana, you have to be clearing threats, and three damage doesn't clear a threat.
Man said for 5 mana you have to be clearing threats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, I feel like my analysis just kind of spot on.
I think usually you're getting 2 or 3 of the effects, and you're kind of hoping you get Rush and Divine Shield. You know.
Well, here's the thing. It's for each Paladin card in your hand. So if you have 4
No, I know.
Paladin cards in your hand, like
You get
if you're-
everything.
Yeah, if you're playing pure Paladin, then you get everything, I think. And even if you get everything, this card doesn't wow me. And this would be one of the cards that you have to play to like win with pure Paladin.
Yeah.
I guess next card, it's just shit. 7 mana, 7/7, the Countess. Battlecry, if your deck has no neutral cards, add 3 legendary invitations to your hand.
Oh, I haven't actually looked at this card. What are the invitations?
I think they are 3 mana, discover a legendary minion, and it costs 0, I think. I might be wrong. But if this is your payoff for having no neutral cards in your deck, it's not a good payoff. Not to mention she's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, don't worry. She looks just like that in WoW too. Yeah, this expansion is the current expansion from WoW. I don't know if I told you that, by the way. So
Okay.
I've actually like played this expansion and know a lot of these cards,
Damn.
like the people and stuff. Yeah, for the first time in my Hearthstone career, I actually am looking at Hearthstone cards and being like, wow, I remember them from WoW instead of the other way around. You know?
It's the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where you're like pointing at the TV.
Yeah, no, literally, dude. Dude, literally, because normally I'm playing WoW and I'm like, I remember that card from Hearthstone. Anyways, yeah, no, I agree. I think there's potential for Pure Paladin, but I don't think it's gonna be good. I think there's gonna be enough tier 1 and tier 2 Paladin decks that Pure Paladin is gonna be like a tier 3 deck and they're just gonna let it be there.
Yep. I don't even know what you'd buff as well. This deck would need a buff. There's no way it's even tier 2 on its own. And I can't see a
I
single
agree.
thing that you'd buff to fix it. Maybe if
Alright.
maybe if you got like 5, you just fill your hand with legendary invitations. I don't know. I guess.
Alright, my dog needs to go out and I need more water, so I'm gonna let you cover this last Paladin card real quick.
All right.
My thought is it's shit. I hate it. I don't think it's gonna see any play, and I think it needs a buff.
Yeah. Exactly that. 7 mana, Divine Toll. Shoot 5 rays at random minions. They give friendly minions +2/+2 and deal 2 damage to enemy minions. That's friendly minions +2/+2. And I don't know why you'd ever want this. You could have Avenging Wrath for 6 mana, deal 8 damage randomly. That's just pretty much the same. I guess you can't really randomly buff your stuff. It would be a pure Paladin card, but you aren't even buffing anything. You'd be focused on removing the board more than anything, I think, because you don't really have the board from your other Paladin cards. It's just not really good, in my opinion, at all. In this case, let's get the editing going. I'll do a few priest cards. He'll catch up and give you his opinions once he gets back. 1 mana, the light it burns. Deal damage to a minion equal to its attack. So 1 mana light bomb. It doesn't really progress Quest Priest. It's a small spell, which maybe this makes Lyra viable. Like there's no Sethic Vileweaver, I think it was called, the 2 mana thing from before. That rotated out. This will cost 0 with the Radiant Elemental. Maybe Lyra Priest could do something with this. It's good though, don't get me wrong. Light Bomb's a really good spell. 1 mana, 1/3 Suspicious Usher. Battlecry, discover a legendary minion. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. So, does Priest want this? A 1 mana, 1/3 for Priest. Priest already has a Northshire Cleric, and that isn't seeing play. I feel like Priest is the only class that can't really leverage a 1-drop seeing play. However, maybe some weird Shadow Priest deck could make this work. I think that's where it would see play, if anything, because Shadow Priest can't utilize Northshire Cleric, which is maybe why it isn't running it. If this were to see play, it would be an aggressive Shadow Priest deck, but then you don't really care about getting the value of a legendary minion in that deck. It's kind of a bit weird. I don't really know. That's interesting. 2 mana, 2/3, Mysterious Visitor. Battlecry, reduce the cost of cards copied from your opponent by 2. Historically, this effect has not been very good. There's been a lot of rogue cards that have been printed like this that just haven't really seen a whole lot of play. It's
I'm
weird.
back.
Yo, welcome back. Yeah, I agreed with you. 7-mana card was shit.
Uh-huh.
I am a few cards into Priest now.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think of the 2/1 drops?
2 1-drops. I thought that maybe the 1 mana Light Bomb for a single target would be good in like a Lyra Priest.
Uh-huh.
I don't see it seeing play in Quest Priest because it doesn't progress your quest.
Uh-huh.
That's about it. I think it's fine, right? I
Okay.
don't think it's great. I think if
Suspicious Usher, though?
Suspicious Usher, I figured
Just
Northshire Cleric
Quest
doesn't
Priest.
even see play.
Oh,
Uh,
I like it in Quest Priest because it lets you discover something to help you progress your quest potentially.
I actually thought about it something else because I thought of the idea of for aggro priest, like a 1 mana 1/3 for Shadowform priest, like with Benedictus,
Ooh, okay. All
Dark
right. I
Bishop,
don't hate
right?
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I can
yeah.
see it.
Like I don't know why you'd want a random legendary in that, but it is a 1 mana 1/3. Like
Right, right.
that's
I see what you're
yeah,
saying. You weren't
yeah,
even looking at getting the value. I'm looking at getting the value.
yeah. No, I mean 1 mana 1/3s are just fucking nuts.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. No, I agree. I think it's a great card. And like I said, I'm going to be running
Hmm.
it in Quest Priest. Absolutely. It two of.
Yeah, and
For two
not
reasons, by the way. Number
okay.
one, I think you'll agree with me.
Hmm.
1 mana cards fill out your curve amazingly.
Yeah.
Number two, there are random times in Quest Priest where you just get bottlenecked on your quest at like 5 mana or 7 mana.
Hmm.
And the thing is, what solves those problems oftentimes for both of those cases is a legendary minion.
Yeah.
So this helps solve both those problems.
Yeah, I guess a lot of legendaries have death rattles, and then those death rattles would be triggered off of your hero, so I could see it. I can see the
Yep.
lines.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. And now I'm
And
caught up with
then,
you. What
yep,
do you think about this card?
Mysterious Visitor. I think that reduce the cost of cards copied from your opponent by 2. I think that they've had this effect for Rogue multiple times over, and never has it stuck
Never is
in the
it
Burgle
good.
Rogue.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know.
Granted, this is the cheapest and most flexible they've ever made it, but I think it's also weaker in Priest because
But it's
Priest
in a
doesn't have as
class
many
that doesn't
Burgles.
have. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's in a
Hmm.
class that doesn't fucking steal a lot of cards. I know, dude. Imagine if you could use this card like after like you draw into it
Hmm.
after you what's it called? Imagine what was that one card that was in the 2 mana 1/3 that had to become 3 mana because it was so insane. You switched hands. You know what I mean? That
Oh
card.
yeah, Mind Render.
Mind Render, yeah, Lucia. Fucking imagine if you like Alusha and then played a card, drew this card, and then you reduced the whole hand by 2, and then you know what I mean? You just played the
Yeah.
whole hand. Like a fucking absurd in that kind of thing. But we don't have shit like that right now, so I don't think it's
Yeah.
that good.
Another thing is though, is this is strictly worse than a lot of the Burgle cards because if this was a Rogue card, it would reduce the cost of cards not from your class by
Right.
2, right? And so,
Right.
let's say you played the 1 mana dude, you discover a good legendary like a Tyrion or something, if that would even be possible, uh, and then you can't even reduce the cost of that to 6 mana. So
Yeah.
like, because it's not from your opponent, it's not copied
Right.
from your opponent. It's something else. So
Yeah.
that's just weird.
So what's our consensus? The cards is just meh.
It just doesn't do what it needs to.
Yeah.
So 3 mana identity theft. Discover a copy of a card from your opponent's hand and deck. So that makes me think 2 cards. This is Thought Steal, but you get to choose. And which is big
Yeah, so
because you also get to
it
see
gives you
more.
3 cards of information from their hand and what's in their deck. Yeah.
And then you get to take
So
2 total.
yeah, yeah, you get it's basically giving you 2 cards. So at least they're giving us support that makes you almost want to run Mysterious Visitor, by the
Hmm.
way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I actually do like this card. So I'm looking at it as its value. It's a 3 mana card, so
Hmm.
it can do my quest. And by the way, currently in Quest Priest, there is no good 3-drop spell. You're only doing minions on turn 3.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking.
Hmm.
I don't think my Quest Priest has any 3-drop spells. I think on turn 3 and 5 and 7, it's literally just minions only in that slot, and it feels kind of shitty.
Hmm.
Um, Specifically, 3 and 7 feels shitty for it. Um, so I do like this as a way to get information on what I'm against. It's a turn 3 progress my quest.
Yeah.
Uh, and also it's value that I can potentially be getting cards that are like 5 and 7 drops to like also
Yeah.
progress my
Yeah. Yeah.
quest. You
Yeah.
feel me? It's
I
just
completely agree.
I think this card's good. Yeah.
I think that this card might also maybe have some like scaling Shadow Priest deck as well with the 2 mana hero power, the Shadow form, right? Because it is a shadow spell and it would be a lot of value for the deck.
Right.
But that's just
True. True.
maybe that's just hopium.
No, I could see it being run in that too, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as good in that as it's going to be in
Oh
Quest
yeah,
Priest.
no, it's really good in Quest Priest. So I like this card. I think there's multiple uses for it.
Agreed. I think it sees play for sure.
Yeah. Next card. 3 mana, 4/3, the Harvester of Envy. After you play a card copied from the opponent, steal the original. So, I mean, this card is infuriating.
Yes.
And then also, if you don't know what the opponent or what the priest is stealing from you, like let's say you're on the other end of it, right? Like let's say opponent steals Mutinous from you, right? And then he eats something in your hand and he gets your Mutinous. Like that's just awful. And
Yeah.
that's a situation where this only gets one card. Like I think that this card's gonna be, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but it's gonna be infuriating as hell. That's for sure.
I mean, disruption always is, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So.
So if I were to say a card's gonna get nerfed, I'm sure Priest will find a way to get this card nerfed.
Honestly, to
Yeah.
4 mana or some shit.
It'll be the Mind Render treatment. It'll be like a 5
Yep.
mana 2/3.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, because even against aggro decks, right? The stats aren't awful. Like you can still
No, it's
tempo it
not.
out, right? You're trading
It's
with their
not,
2-drop.
and this fucker has taunt.
Yeah, 100%. So like, yeah. Next card, I guess. I mean, fuck this.
I think Priest is getting a lot more bullshit this expansion.
Yep. 3 mana 1/6 Pelagos. After you cast a spell on a friendly minion, set its attack and health to the higher of the two. So what? If you have
So if you cast a spell on Pelagos, it becomes a 6/6, and then if you trade into Pelagos and then cast another spell on him, he'll heal back up to a 6/6. Does that make sense?
Not at all. I don't think
So
I'm ever gonna get what this card does.
so after you
Mhm.
after you cast a spell,
Yeah.
it will set its attack and health equal to each other, and what number it chooses is whichever one is higher.
Okay.
So if it's a 1/6, it becomes a 6/6. If it's a 6/1, it becomes a 6/6.
So what you're saying is this card's just absolutely fucking nuts.
Yes.
It's a 4 mana 8/8 with Power Word Shield.
Yeah.
I don't like this card.
Yeah.
This is infuriating, Caleb.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I mean it's gonna be great. It's gonna be played in every single fucking priest deck.
It's another
Until it
3-drop.
rotates.
It's even another 3-drop for Quest Priest. Like
Yeah.
even a priest deck that literally isn't trying to buff its minions ever, doesn't even get the value from it, still might run it. Think about that.
I mean it's just a defensive minion too. Like
Yeah. So much health.
yeah, I mean if that 1 mana light bomb does start triggering a Lyra deck, this will also be in it. That's for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean like this +1 in the Naga Priest, this +1 Serpent Wig makes an 8/8 for 4 mana.
Yeah, no. That's another thing.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go to the next card now. I don't like this card. It's making me want to
Yeah.
vomit.
You were like, I don't get this card. I'm like, it's nuts.
Yeah. 3 mana Cathedral of Atonement. Give a minion +2/+1 and draw a card, and you get to use it 3 times. So this is that spell that Paladin had for 2 mana, but it's 3 mana and you get it 3 times.
Yes, sir.
So this card's really good. And then you could have a very aggressive minion, give it +2 attack, and then you're in a situation where now it gets set its health equal to its attack because of that great legendary that we just reviewed.
Yep.
God, I see him in the background to the right as well, next to the hunter one. That's awful. I'm gonna have to look at him and know what he does the entire rest of this review.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean this Cathedral of Atonement is just insane, right? It's 3 mana, draw 3, and buff your minions.
Not to spoil the expansion, but Pelagos becomes the arbiter. The whole like Shadowlands expansion, the like good arbiter's dead, and at the end
they need to like have someone replace the Arbiter, and fucking Pelagos like ascends and becomes the new Arbiter.
Yeah, no, fuck that guy. Why would anyone ever give that guy any power? Yeah, dude. But Cathedral of Atonement, great card, right? Like 2 of in every priest deck for the next 2 years.
Yep,
Fair enough.
agreed.
All right. 4 mana, 2/5, Partner in Crime,
And
Battle Cry. Summon a
wait,
copy of this minion at the end of your turn.
one more thing to say about the priest
What's up?
location. Actually, I was watching a video before the expansion came out when they announced locations,
Yeah.
and people were like theory crafting priest locations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I shit you not, one of the ones that people were theory crafting for priest was just draw a card. It was 5 charges, draw a card, and then it was like move this location to your opponent. So it was basically to draw you 3 cards, draw your opponent 2 cards. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people were saying that that would be dummy bullshit. Like honestly, too much card draw for priest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this going, wait, that's just strictly better by a mile.
Yep.
Like, what?
Yeah. I love how you're saying Priest doesn't have great 3-drops for Quest Priest, and we just went through 4 in a row that are just bonkers.
Okay, well, I want you to know it didn't, and now it does.
Yeah. 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 No, I'm just saying. I'm not salty. Quest Priest is fair. But yeah, Partner in Crime is just nuts, by the way, as well. This is a 4 mana 4/10.
Oh.
Yeah. And then if you wait until you're 5 mana and you play a Serpent's Wig, it is a 5
Oh,
mana
you're so right.
3/7 times 2. That's a
Yeah,
6/14.
it should be noted that every buff you put on it, that second one gets.
So Naga Priest is just tier 1, if it already wasn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe tier
Yeah.
2, but yeah.
This is
Pretty good.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't tier 1.
With this card, yeah.
And with
It's
the
pretty good.
Pelagos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like imagine.
Oh,
Dude,
true, dude.
yeah,
Dude, honestly, it might be
yeah.
better than Quest Priest, actually.
I think it already is, but
Damn.
yeah, no. So
Okay.
both these cards are just insane.
I think that Quest Priest is tournament ready, and I don't know that Naga Priest is tournament ready, but I might be wrong.
Naga Priest, he's playing tournaments already.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay,
Quest
then
Priest
it'll
doesn't.
continue to.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
4 mana Boon of the Ascended. Give a minion +2 health. Summon a Kyrian with its stats and taunt. So I don't like this card.
I'm looking at it as another card that can be put on Pelagos to be even more bullshit.
Yeah. So for 7 mana, you're getting Pelagos up to an 8/8, and you're summoning an 8/8 with taunt.
With taunt, yes, sir. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
7 mana, 16/16 in stats, with half of them having taunt seems pretty good.
Yeah, this is why people that play Hearthstone can't have nice things, because every now and then Blizzard needs to remind us that Priest needs good cards so that the 5 people that play it don't quit the game.
Dude, I don't play Priest, but if there's ever an expansion that gets me golden or even 1,000 wins with Priest, it's fucking this one, dude.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go to the next card. This is just bullshit. This is unfun. 5 mana, Clean the Scene. Destroy all minions with 3 or less attack and fuse 6 or less. So this card never sees play, right?
Disagree.
Disagree. Okay, how so?
Great card in Quest Priest against aggro cards or aggro decks. It's a 5-drop, which I told you there's only like 2 5-drops for the deck currently in the game. And also you don't even want the infuse effect. 3 or less attack is fine against aggro decks. Like, and that's what you're struggling with, right?
Yeah, it's just Holy Guide is already so great, which is your current 5 mana, and then like
you're currently you have 2 Holy Guides, and then you have the 5 mana 3/3 Taunt Divine Shield. Draw your highest cost minion.
Tyrion or Talion.
Talon, yeah.
Talon,
whatever the fuck his name is. Talon. Forge Ring, I think, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, those are the only 3 5-drops that you. I think you run. I don't even necessarily think it's a 2 of. I think it's just a 1 of, and then you have 4 5-drops, and you're happy with that. Maybe it's a 2 of, and then you have 5 5-drops. But I see this card being a good anti-aggro tool that Priest desperately needs in the early few turns.
Okay, so
Or
hear me.
like mid, well, 4 or 5, right, with coin. But yeah.
Yeah, hear me out on my reasoning why I don't think it'll see play. Because your 5 mana card is already, or your 2 5 mana cards you already run are both taunts, which are already good for anti-aggro, and then your 6 mana card is also a taunt, which is already good for anti-aggro.
Hmm.
And then at that point, you need to just heal and wait for turn 8, at which point you just play your massive AoE that just wins you the game in a whirlpool. It's like you don't need the AoE on turn 5, I feel like.
I mean, honestly, a lot of the time you do. Well, it depends on the game, but yeah, I feel like I'll be running it in my Quest Priest. I don't know what other deck would want to run this because the Infuse seems pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
don't think any.
but
Mm,
but I think Quest Priest kind of needs this card. I'm not gonna lie, because like you're right. Like the taunts, the 5 mana taunts are
mhm.
good anti aggro tools, but you're not necessarily consistently getting them. Um, and
Yeah.
also, um, the what's it called? The the holy guides. A lot of the time, you don't even necessarily want to use early game. Like they're good. Don't get me wrong, because they're thinning your deck and they're drawing you stuff. But sometimes, I'm even holding on to them until after I finished my quest
Yeah.
as a way to draw the win
To
condition.
tutor it, yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
So.
I just don't see why you'd play this when you could just run a light bomb. Even though it doesn't fix that 5 mana issue, I think light bomb is just better.
Light bomb is better, but you have really good 6 drops in the 2 taunt minions. One of them heals 8, and one of them does 3 damage to all enemy minions.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can get to 6 against aggro, a lot of the time you're okay, like 6 or 7.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's hard. So like I can see you like coining out clean the scene on 4 or something else.
Okay.
And granted, if you're coining it out on 4, you're not progressing the quest. But I can
Yeah.
see like games that get that drastic, where
Mhm.
like you just need to survive to get you to turn 5, turn 6
Maybe.
to be able to heal up and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm just comparing it to Shadow Word Horror, which I think is the best thing to compare it to, and that card never saw any play, and it like wasn't even close to seeing play, right? So I don't think the +1 attack is actually gonna be that break point.
You might be right.
Yeah, because
What
once
was
again,
the
right?
attack
Like,
for Shadow Recorder?
it was 2.
Oh yeah.
But it was also 4 mana, right? So it was,
Right.
I mean, which is 2 is a lot worse than 3, right? But I think if this was at 4, it would be really good because a lot of things like if
Well,
you're
you can't. The
yeah
thing is, you can't put it at 4 because Priest historically struggles with 4 mana or 4 attack
exactly
minions,
yeah
and so putting it at 4 would be insanely OP for Priest.
no I agree. I mean I think that I think 4 is insanely OP for any class. I think that 3 isn't enough though. I think on
Mm,
average you're clearing like half a board, which I think spending 5 mana to clear half a board just isn't really worth it.
gotcha. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll run it, but maybe I end up cutting it.
Yeah, I think maybe some testing is for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not high on it. We got okay. That was it for Priest. We gotta change the editing, super edits. We got Rogue.
Oh my God, Valera with those legs.
Am I still sharing my screen? I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Well, 1 mana Dwarf Shadows. Draw a spell, infuse 2, add a temporary copy of it to your hand. So I mean, this card's just good.
Yeah, worst case scenario, it's good. Best case scenario, it's really good.
Yeah. Well, best case scenario, it's
Wor-
insane. Worst case
Well,
scenario, it's
yeah,
really good. I
worst
think.
worst case scenario, it's a good combo activator that also generates a spell.
Hmm.
Best case scenario, yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, what this is it's just doing gadgets and auctioneer's job for you.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, nothing more to say. 2 mana double cross. When your opponent spends all their mana, draw 2 cards. Um,
I think it's interesting.
it's interesting.
I don't
Uh,
know how good it is, but I think it's really interesting that it like incorporates a mechanic where the player might want to hang a mana just to deny you draw.
yeah, this is the first time we've seen something like this, and I want to wait until I see all the secrets because I know they're adding a secret package before I kind of go and actually
Mhm.
like rate them, I guess.
Yeah.
Next card, 2-mana Kidnap. Secret, after your opponent plays a minion, stuff it in a 0/4 sack. That's weird. It's like really good to play Death
So it's
Rattles
like
into this.
they have to kill your. So it's like they have to kill your 0/4 sack before they
Yeah,
get
to
their
get
minion.
it back. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is, if you're playing like a good Death Rattle, this is not bad for you if it's happening to you. But like any other card, right? It's kind of weird to deal with. It
Yeah.
definitely slows down aggro decks when playing into Rogue, which I think will definitely help the Secret Rogue a lot.
Yeah. Agreed.
2-mana Sticky Situation. Secret. After your opponent casts a spell, summon a 3/4 spider or stealth. Okay.
This one's just not that bad. I think it might be the best of the secrets. Well, yeah,
I
but
mean,
we'll see.
I think they're all not bad already.
I agree.
Yeah, like no, I think they're
I
all like definitely good. And
last time they
yeah.
introduced a secret package to Rogue,
hmm
it didn't really see all that much play. Like you saw some secrets, and
Yeah.
then there was the Jewel Master that caused
hmm
secret Rogue to actually be viable for a while.
Yeah.
Um, but without like legendary minion support like to that
hmm
extent,
Yeah, Shadow Jeweler was just
secrets weren't
crazy.
good. Yeah.
You also had
Um,
Spark Joy cheat, and you had the 1-mana dudes that bounced your
yeah,
minions.
facts, dude. But yeah, I think
hmm
these secrets are a lot better than the last time they tried to give Rogue secrets.
Yeah, I really like that this specifically says after your opponent casts a spell, which means they could flame strike you, for example, then you have this left over. It's like Cat Trick, right? Cat
Yes,
Trick
I
was really
know.
good.
I agree.
Yeah, so I
It's not
guess.
when your opponent casts a spell.
hmm
Thank God.
So then, 2-mana Serrated Bone Spike. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, your next card this turn costs 2 less.
It's a great card.
Yeah,
It's
it
it's
it
it's
isn't
not
even an honorable
honorable
kill.
kill.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I know. Honorable kill is sometimes awkward. This is just like, oh, it's got 1 health, 2 health, don't care, didn't ask, serrated bone spike.
Yeah, this is insane anti-aggro.
Absolutely, absolutely going to be a 2 of in most rogue decks. It's
Yeah.
just a great combo activator.
Yeah, I mean, you could play this turn 2 and then play Secret
It's
afterwards as
bro,
well.
it's not even next spell. It's it's next card, so you can summon
True.
minions with it.
Yeah, that's actually even better. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So wait, Rogue is like not looking that bad.
Nope.
We got 2-mana Sinstone Graveyard. 2 uses as a location. Summon a 1/1 stealthed ghost, has +1/+1 for each other card you played this turn. I mean, you have 1-mana draw, you have coins with like what's the dude? The 2-mana, the mailbox
Uh-huh.
dancer.
You
You
have a
have
2-drop spell that makes your next card cost 2 less.
you're gonna get some pretty insane stuff with this very quickly. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
even run this with those like Edwin decks where you have really cheap
Yep.
cards and you just play Edwin and like a bunch of
Facts.
penguins.
Bro, literally, like, you only get 2 ghosts out of this, but each ghost is going to be like a 6/6 minimum.
Did you watch any of the pre-release, like pre-reveal stuff?
Uh,
The
not like, not that much, but yeah, I watched a couple, like, content creators.
Were people playing Miracle Rogue?
Yes.
All right, because I didn't watch any of it, and this entire
But
thing just
not
sounds
like,
Miracle Rogue to me.
but I didn't see any, so, like, I don't know what it looks like.
hmm
But one of the content creators, like he was streaming it,
Yeah,
and um he was talking about it. He was talking about a bunch of people trying Miracle Rogue.
yeah, because every card that isn't a secret so far is just auto-include in Miracle Rogue. 2 of.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like
Yep,
all these
you
cards
know
are
I'm gonna
really
be
good.
happy, dude. Miracle Rogue
Yeah.
in 2022. Let's go.
3-mana, 4/3 Ghastly Gravedigger. Battlecry, if you control secret, choose a card in your opponent's hand and to shuffle into their deck. Wow,
It
that's
gives you a lot of information. It's disruption. It's gonna be annoying as fuck to a lot of people. Um, dude, imagine you're against Quest Priest, they finish the quest, and you next turn you fucking put that card in their deck, so now they have to draw the 7 or the 5 mana card before they can even try to draw the 10 mana card.
I mean, better yet, you're playing against Quest Priest. You play this on turn 3 and you shuffle their 4 cost into their deck, and now they don't have their turn 4 to progress their quest.
Bro, you're so right.
Right? Because it's also played on curve. Like,
Yeah.
is this... I hate the stats on it. I really do. The 3-4
It's too
really
good.
rubs me the wrong...
It's too good.
Well, no, the 4-3 rubs me the
Oh,
wrong
you'd rather be
way.
3-4?
Always, yeah. Like,
Well, yeah, because health's better
yeah.
than attack.
Yeah. I know that one of the legendaries is secret-oriented. I forget exactly what it does, but, like... This card is weaker than all the secrets, I think. Granted, I think it's still... I really like it. This is turning out to be like... Yeah. Oh my god. That ruined the entire recording forever. 4 mana, private eye, a 3/4.
Can't post it now.
Yeah. Battlecry, cast a secret from your deck, combo cast 2 instead. So, how do you combo this? It's probably easy. There's a million things. You could kill something on turn 4 for 2 or
What do you
3
mean
health.
literally on turn 4? Literally on turn 4, you play the serrated bone spike, and you can
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you kill a
exactly.
minion, and then you get it. Like, it's so free.
Yeah.
Turn 3, you coin this guy out. You get 2 secrets. What the hell?
Yeah, so you cast 2.
Yeah,
Like,
this is a great card. It's basically is it okay? Maybe it's not a great card. Maybe it's not meta defining, but I think it's a great card I think it's a staple of Secret Rogue this coming expansion.
yeah, so what, there's 3 new secrets? I don't think there are any secrets in Standard. Those are the only 3 secrets,
Nope.
I think.
Nope. Yep.
So, yeah, then 2 supporting cards. All right. I guess Halkias. All right. 4 mana, 5/4. Death Rattle. If you control secret, store Halkias' soul inside it. It resummons Halkias when triggered.
Interesting. Now this is a card I wish was a 4/5, man. Imagine if this was a Yeti.
Well, actually, this has like the resummon potential, so I actually like the more aggressive stats because you're just going to be running face with it. Because since secrets are a reactive thing for your opponent, or for you on your opponent's turn, this pretty much always has charge.
Oh, true.
Because it's never proccing on your turn.
Right. Agreed. That makes sense. You're right. Damn, you're right. I was okay. I'm sold. Maybe it is better being more aggressive.
Yeah. Does do it though? I think
For Secret, I mean, we're both gonna be trying Secret Rogue in a couple days, I'm sure.
yeah, like if this procs 2 times, I guess. I mean, if it procs once, it's a 4 mana 10/8.
The thing is,
yeah,
I feel like it's so easy for your opponent to trigger all of your secrets and then kill him.
Oh yeah, which is the downside. It's like a rush that you can't really attack immediately with.
Yeah,
I think
on your turn, you can guarantee value out of it pretty well, but I think it's way too easy for your opponent to be able to play around. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely excited to try this card.
Yeah, I think that the Secret Rogue, I think what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up just going all the way, and you're just going to be annoying. You're going to like watchtowers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to be a disruption deck. 100%. I like it, though. I like the disruption. And then, okay. 4 mana, 3/4 Necrolord Draka.
This card's insane.
Battlecry, equip a 1/3 dagger, +1 attack for each other card you played this turn. So Miracle Rogue. You play 5 cards, you get a 6/3 weapon. That's 18 damage to the face. I mean, the card's just great. Right? You don't even play it. You just play it in every rogue deck ever, I think, right? Because even if you play 2 cards before, it's just a 3/3 dagger. That's better than your hero power.
Oh yeah, dude. On turn 3, you can fucking coin Serrated Bone Spike Draka. Okay?
Yeah.
And you're literally fucking on turn 3, you're getting you're destroying you're killing one of their minions. You're getting a 3/3 dagger
to kill another one of their minions because you're a rogue and you haven't done anything up until this point in the game.
and I mean, it's also only turn 3. How much have they done? But
summon 2
and
minions.
you're getting a 3/4 minion on top of that, dude. It's kind of absurd.
Yeah,
like,
no, this is crazy.
And that's like low key one of the worst case scenarios. Like you're not
Yeah.
often gonna get less than a 3/3 dagger. Usually it's gonna be like a 5/3 dagger.
Yeah, God forbid you don't play your multiple snow flipper penguins before this as well.
Oh, of course, because we all know how I run 2 snow flipper penguins.
Yeah, and then you shadow step one, play it again.
Yeah, dude. Now I have a 10/3 dagger and you're dead.
Exactly, in 3 turns. But yeah, Pyroblast.
In 3 turns.
Yeah, no, I think that this card's nuts though.
Yeah, I know.
I like the full
Same.
moon in the background too. Shaman. Oh my god.
I just like that Rogue's actually getting a cool card again. Because like I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't
Mhm.
think any of these cards are that cool except for this one.
What, the rogue stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
You might not
the
think they're cool, but they're all pretty neat.
yeah,
All
they're all
right.
right.
So I mean, I think we could go faster with the shaman cards because it's all just RNG bullshit from what I'm aware. 1 mana convincing disguise, transform a friendly minion into one that costs 2 more, infuse 4, transform all friendly minions instead.
I mean, it's just strictly okay. It's not strictly better evolve, but it's pretty much strictly better evolve.
It's pretty much strictly better evolve. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what this is, it's the battle cry for the Death Knight in a 1 mana card.
Right.
Which I mean, I actually don't know all the evolve synergies. Let's see. I'll give my opinion on that after I see the rest of the cards. But we
Okay.
got 1 mana muck pools. 3 uses, transform a friendly minion, one that costs 1 more. Fuck this card. Don't
Yep.
you just
Absurd.
don't you just take a positive trade and then
Yes. Yes, you do.
yeah, I guess this
Yeah.
is if you're taking a positive trade and then evolving, it's actually anti-synergy with the infuse thing because your minions aren't dying. They're just trading
Okay.
up over and over.
Yes. But how many infuses does Sean? Oh, okay. I guess the first card already had an infuse for. You're right, but also, do you really care? Like value.
I mean,
The
you're
now.
just playing schooling and you're getting rid of 3 of your fish and then the infuse is done.
True.
Not to mention you just cleared their entire board with piranhas.
True. And Shaman actually runs 2 of schooling, so fuck it.
Yeah.
All right. Next card.
2 mana, 1/3 weapon, carving chisel. After hero attacks summon a random basic totem. Why?
Yep.
Like,
All right. Next card.
yeah, no, like why? This get. Okay, wait. So this
It's basically a hero power.
tied to a
Plus you
weapon.
get to attack once. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is though is like the totems aren't actually that bad if you're gonna play Evolve Shaman. So maybe this is playing that. Like
Okay. Fair enough.
yeah, I think this can see playing Evolve Shaman. I know that they're trying to push Totem Shaman. That's just fucked. So
No, I don't think it's gonna be Totem Shaman. I think it's gonna be Evolve Shaman with totems.
yeah, like this card.
Yes.
3 mana, 0/3 party favor totem. At the end of your turn, summon a random basic totem. Infuse 2, summon 2 instead. This is fucking nuts, man. Like this is just so many things happening at once. Because this is taunt, and then it could summon things with taunt.
Yeah, that actually have taunt, so you can't even hit it till you get rid of the taunt for real.
Yeah, like this. You bring this down, and you the infuse 2 is realistic that it could come down with the infusion. Ready?
Uh huh.
Like this, you just fill your board up and you have Bloodlust.
Yeah,
Like this is scary.
I agree.
Next card.
Yeah.
3 mana, Primordial Wave. Transform any minions in ones that cost 1 less, and friendly minions in ones that cost 1 more. Wasn't Devolve 2 mana and one of the best cards Shaman has ever gotten?
Yes.
Isn't this better than Devolve?
Yeah.
Why?
It's absurd.
Fuck this, dude. Alright, next card.
Yeah, this card's absurd for sure. I think
Yeah.
this card needs a nerf. 4 mana minimum.
4,
If not 5. If not
dude,
5.
It's literally Devolve plus Evolve in one card.
I
2
know.
plus 1 mana.
For the same price
Yeah.
of the 2.
4 mana, 1
So Matt,
1.
so
Oh my
Matt.
God, dude. Yeah.
If in one turn you were to evolve and devolve back
Mhm.
then, it would literally cost 3 mana, right? So instead of using 1/15 of your deck, they said fuck it, how about 1/30 of your deck for this
Yep.
effect?
I mean, it's still
Dumb.
1/15th, but you could have 2 of them instead of taking up.
No.
What?
The resources. It physically takes 1 card to use the effect, so it's 1/30th of your deck.
Yeah. No, I'm saying because you're running 2 of that always. So it's
Yeah, but
1/15th.
that's 2 different effects. Like
Yep.
you using the
Yep.
using the 1 out of 30 doesn't affect the other one. That's what I'm saying. Like if you wanted to get the effect twice before, that was 4/30ths of your deck.
Yeah.
Whereas dude, that's fucking nuts. It's
I
so
agree.
dumb. I hate this card.
So for the 4 mana 1/1 Crud Caretaker, Battlecry summon a 3/5 elemental taunt. Is the average 5-drop in standard better than a like 3/3? I think it is. I think that the average 5-drop in standard is gonna be like a 5/5.
I think so too.
Yeah, so you just play this with the location. You have like a 5/5 and a 3/5. Like this is just not okay. I hate this. Shaman and what was the other RNG class? Or not RNG. Priest. Shaman and Priest are gonna be hell. And then this card's just awful. 4 mana,
Oh, I
5/4.
see what you're saying. You summon it and then you just evolve it immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 mana, 5/4, the Stone Right. Battlecry for the rest of the game. Your totems have +2 attack. I think this is easy dust.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think that it makes party favorite totem better?
Well, it does make it better, but you're running a 1 of legendary that you can't guarantee you'll ever draw, right?
Okay.
Like if you have
Fair
1
enough.
of a card,
I can tell
yeah.
you I am never crafting this card.
Yeah.
But if I get it, I don't know that I'm disenchanting it immediately.
Okay. I think it's almost guaranteed free dust. Almost.
I don't know how much play it's gonna see, but I think
Yeah.
it's probably okay.
I think Totem Shaman, they gave up after Grand Totem Eyesore, and then they are trying again. And
By
it
the
looks
way,
like,
I think Vash is just the infinitely better legendary that we're at.
yeah, that's next, right? Yeah, 4 mana, 3/6 Baroness Vash. If this would transform into a minion, summon that minion instead. This minion is great.
It makes it so all your evolve effects are just summoning minions instead.
Yep, so you get to summon a 5-drop instead
Yep.
of turn it into a 5-drop. And
And
it's
then
a
when you evolve your board
yeah.
again, you're summoning another 5-drop and a 6-drop. Smile.
Yeah, a slight smile. Yeah, I mean, this is a really defensively, like, the stats are really great for this minion, too.
Yep. I almost think that it's OP and that we want it to be a 6/3 so it's easy to remove, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this card's just gonna be nuts. This card is gonna make Evolve Shaman a thing. Evolve Shaman is
I
gonna,
agree.
yeah.
I agree. Evolve Shaman's gonna be great. This card's OP. This card needs a nerf. I think they don't touch the mana. I think they make it a 3/5 or a 3/4.
3/5 would be
3/5
enough,
I think is a
think.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What is this? 8 mana criminal lineup. Choose a friendly minion, summon 3 copies of it, overload 2. So this card's just awful. It's too expensive, right? This never sees play. There isn't any big shaman support.
Is it just never gonna happen that I criminal lineup my Baroness Vash? Is that a pipe dream?
That's a pipe dream because you just have a board full of Baroness Vash. You can't even use its effect because you don't have board space.
What do you mean? I'd have 4 and then you evolve it and then think about it. Every evolve is just literally a full board.
Yeah. That's so long because you can't play them both on the same turn.
Yeah,
as well,
no,
right?
I know. It's a pipe dream,
It's
probably.
a pipe
Okay,
dream,
but...
yeah. If anything, this wouldn't be like Evolve support. It would be like big shaman support.
There's no big shaman.
Exactly.
There is no Warren Bossing say.
Yeah. I like the guy in the middle of the criminal lineup.
Although Totem Shaman, wait, no, you run it in Totem Shaman, right? And then you play Gigant Totem for 0, and then you criminal lineup it, and then suddenly you have 4 8/8s for 8 mana.
I don't think I've gotten to that card yet.
It's the next card. Let's just talk about
10 mana 8/8 Gigantotem. Costs 1 less for each totem you summon this game.
It'll absolutely be free by turn 8.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What would a Totem Shaman deck look like? This would be a 10/8 as well if you...
Right. Play the legendary.
Yeah. Okay, the thing is, though, for 8 mana, you have 2 cards and you have to get to 8 mana, I think Totem Shaman's looking to be a fairly aggressive deck.
Aggressive deck. I agree.
Yeah, like the way that I envision it is you're actually gonna try to flood totems. You're gonna have Bloodlust, and you're gonna be playing like Sea Giants even as extra like big things, right?
Well, I agree. I agree. I
Mhm.
think I think maybe you just run like a one of criminal lineup as like an end
Maybe.
game, like I need like this last ditch like board to try to win the game, but we'll see. Maybe it is too
Maybe.
slow. It might be.
Yeah.
But Gigant Totem makes me think that Totem Shaman is viable.
Maybe. I don't want to believe it's viable. Maybe it is. I'll try playing it.
All right, we're
It
going Shaman finally.
yeah. It doesn't tell me or nothing about Totem Shaman tells me that it's going to be the worst thing in the game, but I think it's probably going to be tier 3. Like just
Okay.
impossible. Yeah, you can hit legend with it. It's going to be impossible to play once you actually get there. We got Warlock, my man Gul'dan. So, 1 mana, 1/3, Flustered Librarian. Even if it had no text, it would see play, but it has +1 attack for each imp you control.
Yes, sir.
This is interesting that it's an active thing that will constantly update. So like if you trade away your
Right.
imps, then it's gonna lose attack.
Right.
Yeah, I really like the art though with the imp biting the book. I love
And
that.
I think the card's great.
Yeah.
Definitely S tier card. Will whether or not Imp Warlock is fucking tier 1, this card will be a 2 of in that deck,
Yeah.
and in a lot of Warlock decks probably.
This card opens up the potential for Zoo for the next year and a half as it's in standard. As a
Yep.
1/3, right? Like Voidwalker isn't even a necessarily good card, but it's been played in every single iteration of Zoo to ever exist because it's a 1
Just
mana
because it's a 1
1/3.
mana 1/3. I
Yeah.
know.
Like Zoo also ran that Mole. That was a 1 mana 1/3 beast.
I know.
All right. 2 mana Vile Library location. 2 uses. Give a friendly minion +1/+1. Repeat for each imp you control. So it gives +1/+1 regardless of if you don't even control an imp. So if you control one imp, if you control Flame Imp, you play this on turn 2 with your Flame Imp you played on turn 1, and that's a 5/4.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make this is just. I mean, this card's just good, right? Like just perfect Zoo stats, right? You aren't playing shit like Defender of Argus anymore.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, this is just good. It's really aggressive. I like it. Impending Catastrophe. 2 mana, draw a card, repeat for each imp you control. Okay, here's a hot take I have. While this will be good in Zoo, I don't think this card's going to shine in Zoo as much as it will a different Warlock deck. I think combo Warlock decks are going to love this card because, or even way more than Zoo would. Like, because you can play Wicked Shipment and you draw like 4 cards or something after you've traded it once. Or 5 cards. Like, that's just really good. Like, that's nearly completely filling up your Mythril Rod.
Yeah. True. Insane for Mithril Rod.
Yeah. And so, like, maybe you play this Wicked Shipment with control, or like some kind of slower Warlock deck, and it makes it a not slow Warlock deck anymore with your Mythril Rod. Because you play Mythril Rod, right? Then you tap, you play 4 imps from Wicked Shipment, you play this, and your Mythril Rod's probably. It's 1 tick off of being completely done. Not to mention if you have some extra card draw in your hand. Because everything's now reduced. Like, I mean, this card's
Yep.
just nuts, though, right? Like this card is this is another nerf candidate. I don't know if I've even said a nerf candidate up until this point.
Oh my god, we're almost done with the classes. Holy crap, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And then neutrals where all the pack fillers go, so that's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right. Next time we'll be faster. Next
True, we
expansion.
will. We will.
Oh,
For the mini set, bro.
Yeah. We're learning. But yeah, Impending
Yeah, we got to
Catastrophe.
improve on the craft.
Yeah, this might be nerfed. 3 mana.
Uh,
What?
go for it. Sorry.
3 mana Suffocating Shadows. When you play or discard this, destroy a random enemy minion. Is there any discard synergy right now?
There's the whatever replaced Succubus.
Is that in Standard? I guess there's also Tiny
Yeah.
Knight of Evil. They do have a bit of... I mean, this is going to be really good in Zoo, having a bit of discard in it.
Yeah, is Soulfire is still in Standard, right? Or no?
I don't think
No.
so.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
No.
not. I'm tripping.
This is also really good with that 5 mana card. The new one. The dragon from the last mini set.
Mm-hmm.
Because you discard this and then you destroy 2 minions of your
Right.
opponents. Which that's just nutty. Like I think that could be like a ender. I don't think that there's Doomguard in Standard. They hate charge and giving Warlock good cards. But
True.
yeah, no, I mean I really like this card. I think it's good.
I don't think it gets nerfed though. I don't see how it would.
This one doesn't get nerfed. It was the Impending Catastrophe that gets nerfed.
Oh. Yo, I agree.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
card draw. Yeah. We got 3 mana, 3/3 Shadowborn. Death Rattle, reduce the cost of the highest shadow spell in your hand by 3. This is what might save Control Warlock, I think. Not to mention, there's also a lot of good shadow spells for Zoo. I think that this
Is Twisting Nether a shadow spell?
It is.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
It also means it's easier to Tamsin with it, or with any
Right.
shadow spell, right? Like,
Right.
there are also a few shadow spells that we'll talk about, but this card also gets played in Zoo, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess we'll talk about those shadow spells because it's just a vanilla 3/3 that reduces them. I think maybe there's one next. No, not quite. But 3 mana Tome Tampering. Shuffle 1 cost copies of cards in your hand into your deck, then discard your hand. So this is insane discard synergy. I think that the card draw might be there. Discard Warlock is always just super on the edge of working. Imagine playing like Tiny Knight of Evil and playing this and discarding like 4 cards, and then you have like a bunch of low cost things. Maybe you discarded the thing that you destroy random enemy minion, and then you also have now 4 buffs on your Tiny Knight of Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I want to say that that's the ideal situation, but that's a realistic situation. It could even get better than that. Like, this is just, oh my god, this is just so good. Dude, I'm coping so hard with Warlock. I'm saying all these cards are good. Oh my god. I just want it to be true. This card, though. 4 mana 3/3. Mischievous Imp. Battlecry. Summon a copy of this. Infuse 3. Summon 2 copies instead. What are your thoughts on this? I'm curious.
On we're on the next card.
Yeah.
On Mischievous Imp. I think, dude, I don't know. I think it might end up being kind of decent in like /Imp Warlock,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more of like a mid-range card, which makes me feel like maybe Imp Lock ends up being more of a mid-rangey deck.
Maybe. I'm personally not a super huge fan of this. I agree. It's because it is that mid-range, and this would take the place in the deck list of like that 1 or 2 like 4 drops. This would take the place of Defender Vargas in the deck list. Which it does also have that effect of Defender Vargas that you could buff using the location. This would indirectly be good for that location to buff something else, right? Especially,
Right.
let's say you are using the location's effect on turn 2, you'd be able to use it again on turn 4. So,
Right.
yeah, I'm on the fence. I don't think that this is as good. People are calling this an auto-include, and I don't necessarily think that this is an auto-include.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what people are smoking, but I want some.
You want it. This card, though, I really love this card. 5 mana, 3/6, Lady Darkbane. Battlecry, summon 2/2/1 Shades. each gain a death rattle to cast your last shadow spell. This is really good. And I'm going to skip this right away because I'm pretty sure the shadow spells are next. That I'm really hyped about. 5 mana Shadow Waltz. Summon a 3/5 Shadow with Taunt. If a minion died this turn, summon another. I mean, I think this is insane, especially if you consider that it could be cast for 2 mana with the 3 mana Beast that we talked about, the Death Rattle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is insane for Zoo, I think, because you want these taunts to protect your other minions from board issues.
Right.
And the effect to get 2 of them is always happening in a deck like Zoo.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
Imp King
All right.
Reform.
Oh my god, the last Warlock card. Let's go.
Yep.
I mean, there's not much to say about it. I know you got a hot take to bring up. I
Yep.
think the card's good. I don't think it's absurd like some people. But I think it's good. I think it's meta defining. I think it's a game winning card for like a mid range imp Warlock.
I think a 6 mana 6 Battlecry Resurrect 4 friendly imps, infuse 5, give your imps +2/+2. I think this card is going to be hot garbage.
Wow, that is a hot take.
Yeah, because people have compared this to the last reform that Zoo ran. The one where the
What
battle
was it?
cry. What?
Never mind.
Yeah,
I
what
was
was it?
thinking I was thinking of the one that made your minions 4/4s. The priest and
Oh
Warlock
yeah,
card.
yeah, the Gendling or whatever he's
Disciplinary
called.
gambling, yeah.
Yeah.
Disciplinarian, yeah.
This they were comparing this like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a finisher like the last reform that Zoo played, right? The 7 mana 7/8 that turned your minions into random legendaries, which is a better finisher than creating one single board that could just get brawled away. By the way,
Right. Literally.
like Zoo doesn't want anything to do with a random 6-cost minion, dude. Like if this fills a board. You've played Beast Druid recently. You understand how many times you need to build up a board just for it to be swiped down. like,
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see it, man. This is too expensive. I don't know what this card's for. It's for like it would be like a weird mid-range deck, but I don't see mid-range imps really doing it,
Mhm.
right? Because
Maybe.
if it's yeah, you kind of see my point with it.
So you think this card's worth dusting?
Okay, hot garbage doesn't necessarily mean worth dusting because that would mean unusable is worth dusting, right?
Okay.
But I do not like this card. I think maybe it'll find something, but I'm not even guaranteed that this card will find a place on a deck in the next year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Is Jumbo Imp in Standard?
Jumbo Imp it is.
It is?
Yes.
Jumbo Imp synergy, that'll be huge. Just for things.
For the
But
memes.
yeah. Yeah, no, but like I'm not super high on this card at all. Now, are you ready for the most depressing class available?
I
Because
am.
I
Except
think
for this fucking thing has gone almost 3 hours and I need a little
yep.
snack.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll start going through the depressing class. I don't think there's any conversation to have. 1 mana, Sanguine Depths, 3 uses, deal 1 damage to a minion and give it +1 attack. This is just not good. I don't know why you want to do this. This is Cruel Taskmaster, but you don't even get 2 attack. It's just not good. 2 mana Riot. Your minions can't be reduced below 1 health this turn. They each attack a random enemy minion. So Commanding Shout Saw Plater in combos, but this is not necessarily a combo, this is a board clear. Which, this isn't necessarily bad because you get to attack a bunch of stuff, but it puts all your minions at 1 health, which half the hero powers in the game get rid of them. And the issue is you don't get any minions in this expansion that are actually worth playing to begin with. So I don't know what this card's made for. 2 mana, 1/4 Crazed Wretch. Has +2 attack and charge while damaged. I don't see any combos. You play the thing on turn 1, and this is a 4/3 with charge. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, 3 health is just too big of a breakpoint. Every single removal in the entire game is going to kill this. It's just not good. I mean, you waste your 4 damage isn't enough of a thing to get off of it. 2 mana Conqueror's Banner. Reveal a card from each player's deck 3 times. Draw any of yours that cost more. So this is like a big warrior thing. Or make control warrior if you're gonna have expensive stuff.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh man, you burn through these cards.
Yeah, because they're all shit, dude. Warrior's fucking awful. I'll tell you right now. Sanguine Depths, I mean awful.
Oh, I don't like any of these cards either.
Yeah, this card, you don't have any minions that you want to actually attack with in Warrior because you don't have any good ones. Not to mention 1 health puts them at risk of dying to every hero power in the entire game almost. Crazed Wretch. The ideal thing for this is you play your location, you deal 1 damage to this immediately, then you have a 4/3 that deals 4 damage to the opponent, at which 3 health dies to almost every removal in the entire game. So it just dies immediately. Think like
And
Wrath, Smite.
At 3 attack, it dies to pretty much everything else too.
Well, it's going to be 4 if you play the
Right.
location on it, right? Because it will be damaged for 1 extra attack. Yeah, but it's the 3 health is the issue. Like 3 versus 4 health is like the biggest breakpoint in the entire game.
Yeah, it is.
Then Conqueror's Banner, maybe for Big Warrior, maybe for Control, but Control Warrior doesn't get anything this expansion, so I don't know why you'd want it. I mean, I think against aggressive decks, this could be easily just draw 2 or draw 3. I really like that they're bringing like Joust back, kind of. This is essentially jousting from TGT. But like, it's still like, this is the best card that Warriors got. I think.
Yeah, so this card does kind of bring back the joust mechanic, and this card was actually like basically printed before in TGT. I think it's somewhat playable.
Yeah, no, this card's playable for sure. Not in any aggressive warrior deck like we're getting with charge minions, which is why it's so out of place, in my opinion. We got
Agreed.
2 mana, 1/4 Anima Extractor. Whenever a friendly minion takes damage, you have a random minion in your hand, +1/+1. We haven't learned anything about hand buffing never working in Warrior ever, clearly. Is there anything you could say to me that would convince me that this card is not awful?
No.
No?
The new location is Synergy. Smile. Copium.
All right, so you get a 2 mana 2/3 that you waste at proc of your location, and you hand buff +1/+1 to a single minion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, whatever. Like 3 mana 2/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, give your damaged minions +1/+1 and fuse 3 +2/+2 instead. Why?
Well, that works really well with Riot.
It does. Except the issue is then you're playing Riot in your deck.
Agreed.
Right? Like, I mean, it's just awful. A new pirate. All right, this might be interesting. 3 mana 3/4 battle cry. Discover a weapon. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy. I mean, this is just awful, right? This is like the worst pirate. You're never replacing any of the current pirates.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why do you need to discover a weapon? You only need 1 weapon in Pirate Warrior too.
Yeah, I know. You're automatically drawing it by like turn 2 or 3 anyways, so you literally run the one of. It's just like it almost feels like it's just a win more card.
I mean, you aren't even winning if you're playing this though.
No, I'm saying I know. So what I'm saying is if you won if you're
if you won after playing it, you were probably winning before playing it. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
fair enough. 4 mana, Burden of Pride. Summon 3 1/3 jailers with taunt. You have 20 or less health. Give them +1/+1. So if you break below 20 health, which means you also aren't running Renathal, which you probably want to do in Warrior, then you're getting 3 2/4s. Why wouldn't you just run Barricade instead? And only get 2
Yeah.
2/4s, but you don't have this insane thing.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
I really like the art, though. You have the little useless guys next to the useless thing with another useless guy in the front. That's kind of neat.
Enough said.
6 mana, 3/7 Decimator Ulgra. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each damaged minion, then attack all enemies. It's crazy to think that. Okay, this could go face, which is an upside, I'll give it that. But it's crazy to think that there's going to be any damaged minions, because all your minions are going to be dead, because they're all going to be damaged and your opponent's going to kill them.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this is going to be great in Control Warrior. And that's about it. I don't see what other deck would possibly want to run this. I feel bad, but my dog is whining for the freaking third time.
Dude, it's alright. You're just missing Warrior.
Oh, and then the next, I actually have an opinion on the next card.
Remornia, Living Blade.
I think Remornia is really cool. So I don't know if you've looked, but like it churns, you equip it and it becomes a 4, and then whatever durability, whatever health it had, it becomes out of durability, right? And then you attack and it loses a durability, and then it becomes a 4, whatever durability it has is its health. So like it does slowly die and lose value, but like it takes a while, and I think it's a pretty cool card.
I think on average you're getting like 2 rushes and 2 weapon swings with it.
I think on average you're getting 2 rushes and 1 swing with it.
Maybe. It's a 7 mana 4/10. It's a really cool card. I'm going to be very happy to try it out. I think that this is more likely to see play in like a slower control deck than Ulgra, but I think Ulgra still, even in a control deck, you're probably killing 2 minions with it, and it's not even cool, so you don't even want to run it.
Right.
Whereas this, at least it's cool, and you're going to try to make an excuse to run it.
Right. I do think this card's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Kira, we can go outside. We can go outside, girl. She's like, oh my god, can we?
Yeah. A totem.
Right. Oh, we're finally in the neutrals.
Yeah, which means I gotta swap.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah. So we have some totem shaman synergy in the neutral category. This is just lovely. At the end of your turn, gain +1 health. Who cares? This card's awful. 1 mana, 1/2 Dredger Staff. Battlecry, give minions in your hand +1 health. So if Implock doesn't really take off and Zulok is more of a thing of less just having every single imp in the entire game, I think that this might actually see play, because I think that the idea of just +1 health on 3 separate minions, maybe you play this on turn 1 or 2 and you get even 4 minions, is pretty impactful a lot of the time. I actually really like this. I think that this can see play. I don't think it's necessarily pack filler. With Paladin too, with a lot of things you're adding a lot of Silver Hand recruits. This will further your quest as well. It's not bad. 2 mana, 2/3 Roosting Gargoyle. Battlecry, give a friendly beast +2 attack. This is pack filler. 2 mana, 1/4 Crooked Cook. At the end of your turn, if you dealt 3 or more damage to the enemy hero, draw a card. I want to say this is pack filler, but this could actually see play in some kind of face shaman or face hunter deck, something, some aggressive deck. Maybe even, I don't know if you want this in like a aggressive warlock list, even though you're easily going to be able to do this condition with things like Flame Imp. I think the issue is you already have card draw, so you don't actually necessarily need it. And it's not even super good for the stats. So I think it can see play, but it's more than likely pack filler. 2 mana, 2/3. Anonymous Informant. Battlecry, the next secret you play costs 0. So you're only playing this ever in Mage, and that's only if the Mage secrets are actually good and the whole synergies add up. Because you aren't playing it in Rogue, I don't think, because you'd rather be doing other things. Especially because you aren't actually saving mana, you're just running a River Crocolisk for nothing. So the question is, does it see play in Mage, and does that Mage secret deck see play? I think you have better things. I think you'd rather just run Kieran to our Mage. I think that's still in standard. Two mana, 2/2, Sketchy Stranger, Battlecry, discover a secret from another class. I like this. The odds that you get a good Paladin or Hunter secret is pretty high. And I think that Rogue will play this for sure. I think that Rogue really likes the idea of having that potential Paladin secret that's cheap to activate things like their secret synergy. Or even maybe just have a cheaper secret that is harder to play around for their legendary.
I'm back.
Is he back? All right. You want
I
to hear
am.
the quick one-sentence rundown
Yeah.
of the last few cards?
Sure, I'm down.
God awful. No idea why it was printed. Pack filler.
Okay.
This card I actually think is potentially really good in the Quest Paladin list if it's good, and the Zoo Warlock list if they don't go the Imp direction. I think getting 3 to 4 1 health buffs on things in your hand might actually be very impactful.
Right.
Pack filler.
Uh-huh.
I want to say pack filler, but I think things like Face Hunter, Face Shaman might actually get use out of this. Maybe. Still hard to say though. I think it's potentially pack filler because the
I think
stats
it's
are just
decent
so
play.
awful.
I think it's decent play. I think a 1/4 is hard enough to deal with, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. This card, the only secret list it's gonna be played in is the Mage one, and it'll only see play, only potentially, in the Mage one for if they can't find other good cards to play, because you're essentially running a River Crocolisk, and Kieran Tor
Okay.
Mage just does this job, or this card's job, but better.
Yeah, but it should be noted this isn't the next secret you play this turn.
Yeah. So I guess you
So
could play
you
this.
can
and you
drop
could
it on
prep
2, and then you can drop it on 2, and then you can wait to play your secret until you're playing the 4-mana legendary,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're getting guaranteed value out of it. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I guess Kieran Tor is next secret you play this turn.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Makes it work. Yes, which makes it not quite as good in my opinion.
Less synergistic.
I think this card's actually good.
Maybe. I could at least see that. Yeah, I could at least see that because then also it's not bad in a rogue because you could try to use that legendary too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we've got next one, Sketchy Stranger. This is where I was at the last card.
Okay.
I said that I really like this card in a rogue, but not as much the other classes. I thought having like a cheap hunter or paladin secret, which both of those secrets do very different things than the rogue ones, and then also being able to play it for cheaper to potentially combo something, or get some kind of other class synergy for something that might be in your deck, or something like that, right? I don't think you ever play this in Mage. Or Hunter, even. Think that's accurate enough?
Yep.
Alright.
I agree.
In which case, we got 2 mana 1/1. Maze Guide, Battlecry, summon a random 2-cost minion. This is either pack filler or it's played in the Evolve Shaman. There's no in between.
Yeah, I think Evolve Shaman, it's good. What else might it be good? I mean, it just, yeah, I don't know.
It's just Evolve Shaman, right?
Yeah.
Just fine. 2 mana 2/2 Volatile Skeleton. Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to random enemy minion. So this card, I actually think that something like this could even be played in Zoo, or like an aggressive deck, or like Face Hunter.
I could see it.
Yeah, because it's like potential for board control. The funny thing
Do
is,
you think Skeleton Mage actually runs? Do you think you main deck the 2-drop? I feel like you have enough cards to summon them that you don't.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. I was gonna say I don't even know if the Mage deck runs this, but I could see other like aggressive decks running it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel on God.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess good for them, right?
Right.
I think Mage is the last class I see this in. Yeah, we've got 2 mana, 2/3 Priest of the Deceased. It's a taunt. Infuse 3, gain +2/+2. I don't see that this card sees any play. It looks like it's just something to show off the infuse keyword, as opposed to something that's meant to see play. Any opposition to that? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Wait, repeat the question.
This card? Any opposition to it just being pack filler?
No.
Yeah, it's just showing off the keyword. 3 mana, 3/4, Invitation Courier. After a card is added to your hand from another class, copy it. This card just doesn't see play. It's just so greedy. It's so slow.
Yeah, I don't even know where you'd want to run it.
The
Burgle,
priest
Jackpot
stuff, right?
Rogue.
Jackpot Rogue, or it would be Burgle Rogue and the new priest stuff, right?
Yeah. But I don't think the new priest likes it. I think maybe the new rogue likes it because you're adding copies. You're adding cards to your hand that are discounted, so you're getting an extra copy of discounted. But the priest isn't.
Even then, like, it's still so greedy to run this because it has to be on the board at the same time, and it's just not good, I think. We got 3 mana, 2/3 Dinner Performer. Battlecry, summon a random minion from your deck that you can afford to play. This card's interesting because I actually really like this in a like zoo style deck. Because think about it, you play this on turn 4, right? You have 1 mana left over. You're pulling like a Flame Imp or the new 1 mana
Ooh,
1/3.
and you want to play this in what, in zoo?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of do too. That's pretty sick. Does it actually take the mana? It doesn't. So you
No.
can, so you can like drop it on 4, like you said, get a 1 mana, and then play like an extra 1 mana card too.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Like you're getting like a free Void Walker or free Imp.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Worst case, literally worst case.
yeah, I mean Void Walker isn't bad too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that, but what I'm saying is like you might get like a 2 or 3 mana card instead too. But like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean if you play it on turn 5 or something, right? Like I think
Right.
it's
That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
turn 4 is like the minimum, or is like the worst. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
I
that
guess
yeah,
tempoing out
I
on 3
dig
would be
it
the worst.
though. Obviously this is a good evolved shaman card too because you're just flooding your board.
Uh huh.
But yeah.
How do you... Oh, I'm just looking at the next card already. Sorry.
Okay. 3 mana, 0/6 creepy painting. After another minion dies, become a copy of it. It's a cool card. I don't think it does anything though.
Yeah, I think my initial thought was I'm not gonna lie, my initial thought was, oh, we could do something cool with this, but after a second look, my opinion is that it's just a cool looking card that is a pack filler.
Yeah, I think that someone somewhere is going to find some cool combo or something to make this work in, but I think it's going to be very
and I
hard.
think that cool combo is gonna be like tier 3.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be so bad it's not even worth it.
I think this could be seen in like a tier 2 deck. I have no idea what it would be though. But it's really interesting. This card has potential. I just don't personally see it. I'm sure there's someone more creative than I that will.
Now this next card, quite interesting.
3 mana, 2/4 Ashen Elemental. Battlecry, whenever your opponent draws a card, next turn they take 2 damage. I really like this in aggressive decks.
Yeah, I do too, and it has the potential to get even better depending on the matchup.
Yeah, like I think cards like this are really good tech cards because I think you even could see like a more aggressive version of Zoo where you play this and you play the 5 mana dude. The 5 mana 7/7 that Battlecry make your opponent's cards cost health instead of mana. And you
Right.
could just slowly burn them out because even this card in any class, really, not saying it's going to be played in any class, but you know around when they're gonna play a big uh amount of card draw, right? Like if a Warlock plays Rune Mithril Rod, they're about to draw cards their next turn. So you could play this and maybe they have to pay 6 health to draw their
Right.
cards.
I agree.
Because it's at worst 3 mana, 2/4 battle cry, deal 2 to the opponent. Which is it's not the worst thing. Like that's I mean it's bad, but that's not god awful, right? It's defensively statted too. It could probably trade with a 2-drop.
Right. And then I can also see it like against the against token druid. Suddenly you're so they suddenly you can't deal with their peasants, right? So you say fuck
Yeah.
it. You just drop this on 3 instead. I don't know, they put up sentries or something.
Mhm.
They put up like sentries double peasant on 4 and you can't deal with it. So you say fuck it. You drop this. Suddenly they're taking 6 damage at the start of their turn.
Yeah, which is not nothing.
Right. I mean, it's 1/5 of their health bar.
Yeah. I like this card. I think it's a really cool design at worst.
I agree.
What about the next card? 3 mana, 3/4 Forensic Duster. Battlecry. Your opponent's minions cost 1 more next turn. I like it.
Why do you like it?
In board-based decks, maybe something like Zulok, right? I'm not saying Zulok will play this, but something where if you're at a board-based matchup and you force your opponent to have an awkward turn if you've actually just had a good opener, and you
Uh-huh.
kind of throw them off a little bit, or maybe something like playing against Big Beast Hunter, and you know that they just dredged a beast, or you think that they might have, so you make it cost 1 more, and maybe they can't drop Mountain Bear immediately or something, right? Like that's huge.
Yeah, you're right. It is because Mountain Bear a lot of the times will just win you the game against like Token Druid.
Yep. Like I never try to underestimate disruption.
Hmm.
I think disruption always has a potential for doing something.
Yeah.
I guess we look for the next one.
Yes, sir. Oh, Forensic Duster's on there twice.
Oh hey. Yeah, I was wondering. Whoopsie. Uh Murloc Holmes, 3 mana, 3/4 battle cry. Solve 3 clues about your opponent's cards to get copies of them. So a lot of people are saying it's really hard to discover 3 things correctly in a row. That it isn't good enough, but I think a lot of slower decks will love this because it's a chance to get 3 more cards, and that's just insane value.
Right, right. I agree. It has potential. I think it depends. We'll see. I think I think it gets better as the meta settles down because then it
Oh
gets a
yeah.
lot more predictable.
Yep. And then also this is just like a card. This is the opposite of a noob trap because people that aren't necessarily good at the game should not be anywhere near this to begin with.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean I like it though. It sounds like you like it too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot of potential, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
So.
which a lot of people don't like it, so that's great. Then Prince Renethal. We've been able to play with this a little bit. 3 mana, 3/4. Your deck size and starting health are 40. I am not a fan.
I'm telling you, this card has won me games. This card has literally caused me to lose games against it with that extra 10 health. And honestly, yeah, maybe some decks might not like the dilution of 10 extra cards in your deck or 9 extra cards in your deck because this is one of them. But that
But
being said, um, I think overall this card's great and the effect is great. It doesn't dilute your deck that much, honestly.
I think that this card gets better the more expansions are in because you have to fill your deck with less shit, right? You have higher quality stuff. You have more things to choose from.
Right,
Similar to
right.
Reno.
Mhm.
Uh, I think that an issue with it is that I think that a lot of decks don't necessarily have the card draw to make it work. Like I think Druid, Priest, Warlock and Warrior are the only decks that'll ever really be able to even potentially make this work. I don't think Warrior necessarily has the tools right now. Like they have to jam some awful stuff in their deck to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Warlock. Warlock is ideally potentially the best because it has the highest amount of card draw with the hero power. But they've just been given shit for too many expansions, and then so it
I
kind of
think it's great
leaves.
in Druid and Priest.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think Druid just has a lot of really good cards, and Priest has a lot of really good healing right now. I think
Yeah.
outside of those, like it's like a dual class card more than anything.
Yeah, I think there's a couple rogue lists that use this as well, pretty well.
Yeah, which
Burgle rogue lists.
yeah, which I those decks are just trying to high roll stuff. Like they just play jackpot, and then if they're playing against the aggro deck, they play brawl 15 times in a row. Like I don't respect those decks at all. But yeah, no, I know Rogue is a class that wants life gain, so I could totally see
Bro,
it.
I was complaining about in playing Hearthstone the other day. I was
Hmm.
complaining about I got turn 4 Twisting Nethered. I'm playing Token Druid.
Yep.
Turn 4 the Rogue Twisting Nethers. Turn 5 the Rogue Twisting Nethers. Turn 6 the Rogue Blizzards. And I bitched about it, and someone goes, "How the fuck did the Warlock get Blizzard? And how did he cast Twisting Nethers on turn 4 and 5?" I was like, "Bro, it was a rogue." He was like,
Yeah, no.
"What?"
Yeah, no, it's awful. It's like that's the stuff I don't like playing against. It's just the lack of counterplay because you can't
Right?
predict what it is, but that's a story for another time. We're,
Yeah.
we're, we're almost done. Let's get through this. Let's
Yep,
power
yep,
through.
yep, yep. Yep.
4 mana, 2/5 Scuttlebutt Ghoul, Taunt, Battlecry if you control a secret, summon a copy of this. This is a card that does not get played in secret decks, for example,
Mm-hmm.
which still, it maybe because it is a 4 mana 2/10 or
Right, with taunt,
4/10.
410 with taunt.
Yeah, so maybe something like Rogue likes this when they need to be a bit more defensive.
Right. I don't think Mage likes it. Maybe though.
Yeah, maybe even Paladin likes it,
I was about
but
to say. I
yeah.
was about to say. Buff Paladin sounds really good with this. Because you buff it right, and then you play it, and suddenly it's like a 4 mana summon like a I don't know 6/15 with taunt.
Well, it's even more realistic that you're just gonna get 2/3/6s because you just play the banner man, right?
Fair enough.
So maybe this actually isn't all bad. I think this could see some play
It could.
somewhere. Hunter 2, having like freezing trap or something. I don't know. 4 mana 3/4 Murlocula. Lifesteal infuse 4, this costs 0. Um this card's pretty neat. I think this sees play in token decks for sure. Because it'll just be a 0/4. I think
The
that this
heals.
gets yeah. I think that this card's actually really good. It reminds me of the Frenzied Fellowing
Uh huh.
from before. You remember that card, right?
Yep.
It was oftentimes just a 0 mana 3/3, and people loved it. Or no, no one loved it, but everyone played it. So I think that this dude. I have Corridor Creeper up as one of my things of art. This is literally just Corridor Creeper.
Yeah. Corridor Creeper was the infuse effect, but it was any time, not just in your hand.
Yeah. Which makes it actually worse than Corridor Creeper, but I still think it sees
Right.
play.
Right.
4 mana 3/3 Theatar the Mad Duke. Battlecry, discover a card in each player's hand and swap them.
It's just more disruption, but it's actually
Yep.
pretty good disruption.
It's good disruption, which means it will see play.
Yep.
Is there anything more to say about it? I don't think so. I
Not
think
really.
every control deck in the games can be running this.
Yeah.
4 mana, 4/5 Dispossessed Soul. Battlecry, if you control location, discover a copy of a card in your deck. I don't think that this sees play.
Oh, I could see it seeing play in Quest Priest.
True. Yeah, I think that I think that this card's actually just general enough that it will probably see play somewhere along the line.
There are enough good locations that I could see it
Yeah.
seeing play for sure. Yeah.
All right, I dig it. 4 mana 4/4 Demolition Renovator. Battlecry, destroy an enemy location.
I'm very glad that they introduced a tech card to
Mm-hmm.
counter locations in the actual expansion. They dropped it. Skulking Guys should have been in Mean Streets, just to be clear.
Yeah, I really love this because I'm gonna continue to try to make Reno Lock work, and I know I'm gonna be running this in it.
There you go.
Exactly. That and
By the
Immolate.
way, it's
Hmm.
destroy an enemy location. So even if they have like shenanigans where they're discovering locations and playing multiple locations, you get to pick what you destroy.
Yep, I love that.
So, yep, good card. Good tech card, I should say.
True. 5 mana 5/5 Stoneborn Accuser. Infuse 5, gain Battlecry, deal 5 damage. I think that this card's just pack filler.
Yeah, I was about to say it's so dumb.
Yeah. 5 mana 5/5 Steam Cleaner. Battlecry, destroy all cards in both players' decks that didn't start there. I love this. This is the counter to putting stuff at the bottom of your deck.
Yep.
And I think that this should have been printed last expansion with Sunken City as that thing, just as you mentioned with Skulking Geist. They did the location tech thing, but
Yeah.
better late than never, right?
Right.
Maybe this kind of thing provides counterplay. Maybe this is a direct answer to Big Beast Hunter being the best deck in the expansion for so long.
Right.
To
Right.
be able to
True.
counter the Sunken Sabers or the Phalans or whatever.
Uh-huh. Agreed.
Yep. All right. Next, 5 mana 5/5 Muck Plumber. All minions cost 2 more. Not very good, kind of pack filler, but I love it. But once again, it is disruption. Maybe it does see play.
Yeah, but no. Because hear me
Mhm.
out.
Hmm.
We've seen this exact disruption before in the 7 mana card,
Which
or
one?
is it 6? It's a 6 mana neutral. It's like a 5/6 or it's a 7/7 or some shit. And it's like all minions, or it's all your minions cost more. Maybe it's not all
Yeah,
minions.
yeah, it was all your minions. We have seen this with Mana
Okay,
Wraith
yeah,
though.
yeah. And was it played all that much?
Mana Wraith was not played all that much, but Mana Wraith was a lot easier to remove as well. This is more of like a Lotheb.
Yeah, true. But Lotheb wasn't even. It is the same body as a Lotheb at the
Mhm.
same price.
Yeah.
But Lotheb, the difference is Lotheb, if it died, still had the effect. Like this is,
Hmm.
you can
Yeah.
just trade into this minion, and then suddenly it's not. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. This basically has taunt though. If you're playing like against a board-based deck, this does have
Are
taunt,
what are
right?
you gonna run? I don't think this card sees play.
I think I'm not gonna say it's good, right? I'm not gonna say it's gonna see a lot of play, but I think it will probably see play at some point in time, maybe.
Hmm,
Maybe just
maybe.
like a one of tech card or something. It's the disruption, dude. I think disruption's so good.
I agree, but I don't think this is good disruption.
Maybe just cope, cope. I'm coping. All right. Next, 5 mana 3/5 Famished Fool. Battlecry. Draw a card. Infuse 4. Draw 3 instead. I don't think any class needs card draw this desperately.
I think the idea really good.
Yeah.
In practice, not so much. It should be noted that I think that it might see play in, like an aggro demon hunter, or maybe a face hunter, or maybe token druid. But my problem is it's just too slow.
I think that it will see play once multicaster rotates out.
What's multicaster?
The 4 mana 3/4 draw a card for each spell class you've casted this game.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It's not going to see any. It won't even be considered to see play before that because it would be played in something like Shaman where you could easily infuse it with totems, right? That also
Uh-huh.
needs the card draw.
Or paladin.
True. Maybe it sees
But
play in that. This could see play in Quest Paladin, honestly.
maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot of thinking though. We've been going for a while.
Destroy random enemy minion. Interesting.
5 mana 6/5 Sin Runner, Death Hurl, destroy random enemy minion. This just isn't good. It's too slow. You can't guarantee what you're trying to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
for decks that want to destroy or minions, you have fucking Siphon Soul. You have armor killing things. Like, I don't know, man. You have so many better options. It's never gonna see play.
Yep.
6 mana 4/4 Masked Reveler. Rush, Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 copy of another minion in your deck. So they really loved the idea that they thought Barnes was one of the best cards ever designed.
Yeah, they want big Druid coming out this expansion.
Yeah, granted this card is 2 mana later, which I don't think I think that might change it, but I think that this card has some really insane high roll potential, and I hate it. Like, imagine playing this and you get like a high man off of it. Like, that's still just so good.
So not only is it 2 mana more, but it's also a Death Rattle versus a Battle Cry, which makes it a lot slower.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, it never felt good for them to coin out Barnes on 3 and find Yasharash.
Or that was a deck designed for it. Imagine a deck that wasn't designed for it. You just coin out on 3 and they get a high man, right? That was the big one. High man or like Sylvanas or Ragnaros or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this could see play because that was rush, so you could trade into something and then still get it, right? And then at that point it's even uncontested on the board, and it's a 2/2 instead of a 1/1, so it can't get taken out by hero powers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that this is as good as Barnes, but the fact that you get 2 of them is huge.
True.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Big maybe.
I don't know. I don't think it's this play.
This new Kael'thas, very interesting.
6
Important
mana
to
for 7 Kael'thas Sinstrider. Every third minion you play each turn costs 0.
It's important to note that because it's minions this time, he counts as one of the 3.
Yep. You play Tiny Fin, this guy, and then 10 drop. So I think the meme is that this is a Druid card, which I think is pretty fair.
Yeah.
The last Kael'thas was as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably going to be some bullshit combo found with it. For sure.
Oh, agreed. I think this is a great card. I think this absolutely will end up getting nerfed. I don't know how though, because I don't think they can do the same nerf they did last time.
Every
It's
third
1.
minion you play each turn costs 1.
Yeah, I don't think that would. Because then suddenly the card seems really bad.
I mean, that's what happened with the other Kael'thas. It turned into really bad after they nerfed it.
No, it was still okay at least because 1 mana. No one hated 1 mana. Survival of the fittest.
Okay, here's the thing. It wasn't that it was bad. They made it so you couldn't go infinite really anymore. Because before,
True.
it was like infinite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like this, you could have Druid has that 6 mana 5/5 to restore mana based off the highest cost spell in your hand. So you could play that, play this, you get a 0 cost, and then maybe you could even play that again for 0 mana, and you have 8 mana, and you just played 2 5/5s and a 4/7.
Uh-huh.
This card for sure sees play somewhere though. It's just too.
Oh, that's
much
the
potential.
other thing to note is it's a lot harder to go crazy with minions because you have a board capacity of 7.
Yep. Instead of you had the tidal wave thing with the last one where you
Yeah.
drew 5 cards, healed 5.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this card sees play though somewhere for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
All right. Next one. 6 mana 3/6 Bog Beast Taunt Death Rattle summon a 2/4 Muckmarrow Taunt. I think that this card actually sees a lot of play. I think this card is nuts. Do you share the same sentiment?
Yes, because the 5 mana 3/5 summon a 1/2 with taunt was always played.
Yeah, this is New Age Belcher.
Yeah. So absolutely.
Yeah, I really like it. You have anything more for it?
No. It's just a good card. It's literally just Belcher.
Yeah.
It's like they added a mana on it, but they also made it more powerful. So it's like completely balanced the same way, in my opinion. Like same card, you know.
7 mana, 2/2, Sin-Fueled Golem. Infuse 3, gain stats equal to the attack of the minions that infuse this.
I really like this idea. That's interesting because this is the only card I've seen where what is infused actually matters.
Yep. And it's also specifically the attack, so you could have high attack things, and if you have 9 attack worth of minions, this is going to be an 11/11.
Well, also it looks to me like it's the first 3 minions that die. It doesn't scale more like that. You don't get to infuse like
Oh yeah.
4 or 5 and get better stats, right? So like
Nope.
if you infuse 3 1/1s, this is a fucking 7 mana 5/5.
Yeah.
So
Which-
you kind of have to be careful with how like, and you don't really get to choose when you start infusing either, because whenever you draw the card.
Yeah, I really like it. I don't think it's very good though.
I don't think it's very good, but I like the idea.
Mm-hmm. 7
No
mana,
play though.
3/12, red herring. Taunt your non-red herring minions have stealth. I think this card's really good.
Wow,
Somewhere.
it just is a sticky minion that gives all your minions stealth.
Yeah.
That's kind of absurd, no?
Yeah, this
Like
is what a game ender would be for like mid-range hunter.
Right.
Because they can't get rid of any of your stuff. You just take favorable traits everywhere. 12 health is insane. It also has beast synergy.
Yeah.
If that even exists anymore.
What do you mean? You can dredge it and it costs 4.
True. That's actually wow. This could be a 4 mana 3/12.
Yeah, dude. Because it's a beast.
Wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm like, this card seems good.
Yeah, no, I mean, this card's gonna see play somewhere. I think it's just really good. It's really cool as well. I really like
Yep.
the art.
I do too.
All right. 8 mana, 7/9 Party Crasher. Battlecry, choose an enemy minion, throw a random minion from your hand at it. This is a pretty neat card. I don't know what throw a random minion from your hand at it means. Does that mean they attack each other? Do you have any idea what that means?
Oh, I don't, but I imagined it was like that hunter legendary that would shoot a minion from your deck or whatever.
Fair. Yeah. So this would be like what, big warrior or something? Big druid? You throw your death
Yeah,
rattles?
big rogue or not big, what the fuck? Imagine. Big warrior, big druid for sure.
Yeah, maybe this sees play though, honestly, because this doubles as removal on top of a big minion that'll summon another big minion.
Right.
Too bad Troublemaker isn't in standard anymore. Could you imagine throwing a Troublemaker, clearing like a 6/6, and then summoning 3/3s afterwards? That would be bonkers.
That would be absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
But it also throws a random minion, so you don't get to pick.
In which case you have a 50-50 between throwing Troublemaker and Rattlegore. So
Oh my god, and Rattle Gore would be crazy too.
is Rattlegore still in standard?
No.
No.
I
Damn.
don't think so.
That's unfortunate.
What is it, Kira? What?
All right.
Do you need to go potty again? You already went pee-pees. Do you need to go poo-poo?
Dude, tell that bitch to shut up, bro.
Hey,
Oh,
you've gone out 3 times in 3 hours,
oh,
girl.
we have 3 more cards, Caleb. Let's
I know,
finish
I
them.
know. I want to.
Yeah.
You have to wait a minute. Baby.
9
Okay, let's go.
mana, 4/4 Insatiable Devourer. Battlecry, devour an enemy minion, gain its stats. Infuse 5 and its neighbors. The cards
Wow.
or the decks that this would be played in, like a big deck, big warrior,
Control.
whatever. Yeah, you're never gonna get that Infuse 5 is the issue.
Oh.
Which is why I don't think it's gonna see play.
I mean, worst case scenario, it's a card that like answers a crazy mutinous or something, right? You destroy their mutinous with it, and then the mutinous stats. You feel me?
Wouldn't you rather just run like an Execute or like a Siphon Soul though?
Well, no, because then this minion's becoming massive also. You know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like
but
it's a
this
straight up
card's
answer that wins the game.
yeah, this card's like dead in like 60% of matchups though, because you're never playing this against aggro, right? Whereas the other cards are cheaper and more flexible.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is also your entire turn by playing this.
Right. Low key, yeah.
Which is why I
Okay,
think
you're
this
right.
will. Yeah, I think this will never see play. All right. We got Stoneborn General, 10 mana, 8/8 rush, death rattle, summon an 8/8 Grave Wing with rush. I think this would be the other thing that Big Druid with the death rattles would use, which is what gives me hope that maybe it's playable.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Because this would also be a big warrior card.
When it gets reduced, it costs 2 in
Yep.
Druid.
And if you also throw it with Party Crasher, you're throwing an 8/8 that has rush, so it could attack again, and then you're summoning an 8/8 if it dies.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And the 8/8 that summons when it dies also has rush, so
Yeah.
it can trade it into so it can like potentially triple trade.
Yeah, I plan on playing a lot with this card. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I really think it is.
Dude, honestly, Stoneborn General almost seems like it should be a legendary.
It's really good. And then last card,
Denathrius.
Sire Denathrius, 10 mana, 10/10 lifesteal, battlecry, deal 5 damage amongst enemies, endlessly infuse 1, deal 1 more. I think that a lot of people are saying that this is a Druid exclusive card, but I think something like Warlock could use this too, potentially.
I don't know about Druid exclusive. I'm with you on that, but I think Druid's gonna love this card, and I don't know how
Yeah.
many classes are gonna love this card.
Yeah, no, I don't think too many classes. The issue is I think maybe one other thing I'm not thinking of, but I think Warlock could potentially use it. But yeah,
Yep, that's it. That's the last card.
that's it.
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, almost exact. Well,
Yeah, it should
that,
be
that was
noted,
great.
bro. We were kind of delusional to say an hour and a half. Dude, if it was an hour and a half,
Yep.
I just want to say that would have been 1 minute per card.
Yeah, maybe next time we will be better at, being
I
quicker.
think. Well, I don't know if it's about being quicker. I think in general, we probably should have expected it to take about 3 hours.
Probably.
And then I think in the future we can cut it down to just under 3 hours, but I think it's going to take at least 2.5 hours for
Yeah,
future ones if we're doing them all at once again.
if we cut out an hour, hour and a half, that's not bad. Anyways,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for watching.